Can can you pause for just 1 second? I'm so sorry. I haven't had your guys' audio this whole time. Yep, it's been off. Why does it do that?
Updates that's been happening.
Oh my god. Well, we
With the
didn't
audio
have their
got
audio for the
reset.
whole time. You guys have just been listening to me.
Oh, no.
Alright, quick recap. I'm so sorry for the party. So, we've just been talking about what everybody's been doing on the boat, what they've been up to. We're not at Aremag yet. We've been doing a lot of casual RP back and forth about effectively the party. God damn, we lost so much. It's okay. The party just sort of settling into the boat for the night. We've got Brolin downstairs playing cards with a couple Chultons, keeping an eye on the room with Flask and River, who were recently snuck in upon by Valfine. Heard a conversation that yes, indeed, River had gotten to the Boulder's Pride. We have Alexandria floating on the deck of the ship. We have or in a Tensor's floating disc, and also a tiny hut.
Tiny hut.
Which I believe both require concentration, so it might have not even been a thing that's possible in the first place. But
They're both rituals.
oh, they're both rituals. Well, they might, if they still have concentration. I don't know. It doesn't. It's fine. Valfine's meditating on the front of the ship. War's in his shell. Frisha is up in the crow's nest, and yeah, we're in the evening. We're winding down, and right now we're dipping into Valfine's memory of trance memory of the time with Sigil just recently, the dinner that they just had, and we are back. Go. Continue, Kyle. I'm so sorry.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh yeah, you rolled a natural 20 to insight stuff about Alexandria during this meeting.
Yeah. So the gist of it being that Jack Brass and what he was made her uncomfortable in some way. And you could see that easily because she put on a different persona when she was talking with him. And it was very unlike her to act in that manner. And she spent a lot of energy trying to use you as a means to keep herself busy so she wouldn't have to treat with him at all. Or at least any more beyond what was necessary. And in order to do that, she seemed heavily focused on just being distracted with the food and getting you to try different things, and that betrayed a intimate familiarity she had with that kind of high cuisine. So she was definitely putting on a new face and a different persona that she does not adopt elsewhere.
I see.
So yeah, you're able to sort of ascertain this as different extra level underneath Alexandria in this moment with that critical.
Can I say I love this trance feature? It's amazing.
This what feature?
Trance feature.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty great.
It's incredible.
Oh, neither is concentration. That's interesting. Cool. Very good. So, Valfine, we see you dipping into that, getting what information that you can about your companion, and our scene then shifts outside of your trance and back to the ship itself. The night is well through its different hours. It's deeper. It's probably getting closer to morning rather than being night. You're in the twilight. I believe hours is that they are called. There's none of this shanty stuff going on. No. That does not happen. I would like everyone who is on deck. I would say not Alexandria, only because she's in that dome. She's kind of like pushing out all senses, just like, no, get out of here. But I would say that Freysia, Valfine, War. Oh, Brolin, where did you head for the night? Cards went pretty standard. Speaking with the Chultons, they had their level of thank yous, same appreciation they gave to Alexandria when she's down there when they get a moment to stop. But other than that, the conversation is quite mild with these two. They're just sailors. They might speak of their children and the aspirations that they had. My favorite word of the night. Or not aspirations, I used a different one. Anyway.
Alright, boys, I'm heading to bed.
Alright, good night. Where are you? Where are you bedding down for the night, Brolin? I want to know where you are at.
You see this? I'm lifting it up. I'm
You're sleeping under a boat. All right, I would like Freesia, War, Valfine, and Berlin. Everybody but Alexander because she's in the dome. Make a perception check. Make it with disadvantage if you are unconscious. Valfine, you are not actually unconscious. You are semi-conscious, so you can.
Well, is this, how far is this? Because I only need to transfer 4 hours. Is this after 4 hours?
Oh, this is after 4 hours. You're probably conscious, yeah.
So would it be okay to roll straight?
Yeah, you can roll straight. You would have rolled straight anyway.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Damn!
Wow. So War is. I think it's because War's in his shell too. He's got his own kind of dome going on.
That's with disadvantage.
That's a disadvantage. Yeah, you guys all did it well. Y'all start to feel the boat begin to list a little bit. It begins to shift and turn. It starts to rock back and forth. The water seems to be getting a little choppier later in the night. You can see there is a single light. Let me get some music here. There is a single light that sort of cascades its beams down upon the deck, sitting right near where River Mist is, hanging off of this mast. And it's kind of the only source of light. It allows anybody to see the captain no matter where they are. And River's got those keen cat eyes, sort of pierced, looking around. But it is enough. The ship is sort of rocking around in choppier water. It is enough to awaken those who were asleep and cause concern for those it did wake up. Valfine, Valfine especially. Brolin, very sensitive to this, being on the bottom of the ship, would feel, actually, this is perfect, Brolin, because you're on, like, the bottom of the ship. You hear you specifically, and I'll give something to Valfine, too, with that 27. Brolin, you hear the sounds of rushing water come from underneath the boat, like something huge is moving beneath. It just sounded, or either that or the ship is moving over something, maybe like a large seabed rock or something. Something is close to the bottom of the ship, and you just hear like a and it sort of shakes the ship a little bit, and you would wake up right under one of these, Brolin. Yeah, at that same time, Valfine, it's pitch black out here in the night. You look up and the stars are all there really is to illuminate what little you can see. There's some overcast, but you spot in the water you look at the water and it looks like it's just a little bit darker than it was a moment ago. And then you see that darkness kind of move like a shadow, but it's so large, it's just like an entire, just underneath, and the water gets a pitch lighter, and you see some sort of massive dark curtain pull underneath your ship. It is enough to awaken Freesia. War and Alexandria are out. What are you guys doing? Freesia, you don't know what's happening exactly, but the boat is listing around a bit.
I'm gonna move to the back of the upper deck. Is River up top right now?
Yeah, River is sort of looking around. She looks a little bit tense. You can see the fur is kind of up on the back of her neck. So you're moving over to her. Brolin, what are you doing?
Oh man, Brolin is he's on deck now. He wants to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Or wake up.
You shake the shell?
Yeah, I'm gonna shake it. Or get up.
Oh, what's going on?
I think we're here. I think we have your giant cousin.
Frisha, what are you doing?
She rolls to the edge of the crow's nest and looks down at everyone else dealing with the problem, and then rolls back to the center of the crow's nest.
All right. So you, Valvine, you step up to River. What do you say? She's looking out. She looks concerned. As you make your way up, she says, "You have that chest, right?"
Where did you put it?
Well, I didn't move it. It should still be on the deck.
Well, then I assume that we have the chest, yes.
Well, get it ready. And she'll turn back to the two Chultans behind her. Says, "You two, get off those ballista. Help her. Get the chest ready."
Oh, God, I'm the wrong person for this. I'm gonna move, instead of going to grab the chest myself, I'm gonna see if I can also help rouse war. I have a -1 strength,
Yeah,
guys. I'm not gonna be able to do this.
You're stepping down there, and you see War's already being roused by Brolin, while these two sailors are following you.
War.
Hmm.
It's Aremag.
Yeah.
We need to toss the chest. River said now's a good time.
Okay. Let me help.
Yeah.
I do what I can.
You go. Yeah. You guys start stepping towards the chest. I would like each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
A what? A
A
dex?
dexterity saving throw.
Is this because of me? You giving me this?
No. This is everybody, even Alexandria.
What?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Everybody, all right.
Oh shit.
Do I get advantage because I'm prone?
Yes. I'll give that to you.
I totally fall out of the crow's nest.
Do I get an advantage because I'm short?
No.
Damn. Damn it.
Whoops.
Frisha.
I didn't roll with advantage.
Hey,
Oh my goodness. All right.
There we
Hey,
go.
well, okay.
Frisha, no.
I'll be fine.
She falls into the chest as it goes over.
So, in this moment, I'm gonna change this music up a little bit. This has got to
This
get
magic moment.
This magic moment. Okay. The boat immediately shifts to one side. You hear a grinding noise like the boat has hit land or something. It is bottomed out for the moment, and the whole thing shifts. You see the iron chest begin to list a little bit, but it holds tight. It's a lot of weight gold, but for the rest of you, the entire ship turns, and as it lurches back, it then immediately feels as though the ground beneath you has dropped out, and it shifts forward. And some of you struggle more than others to hold on to our ship. War, you immediately are thrown onto your back, and then back up onto your feet, and then once again back down onto your back. You are tossed. You barely manage to grab one claw to the edge of the railing, holding on. Brolin, you hold tight there. Alexandria, you immediately feel the entire your peaceful moment shift. You don't hear anything, but the boat is moving out of order. Valfine, you barely hang on. I think you are just immediately thrusted forward, and you catch this mast and are just hanging onto it as the ship almost it turns off enough over that the edge of the water reaches and starts to pour over onto the over the railing and onto the ship itself. The ship takes some water, but it pours out the portholes. Frisha. After that happens and the boat comes back, we hear, Frisha, do you scream? You're falling.
Oh, she doesn't scream. She might swear a little.
Yeah, you hear a curse as you see the body of someone from the crow's nest, those of you who know Frisha. And you can hear in Chultan, those who know, "Man overboard!" As Frisha, you plunge into the water. And
Wait, can I cast a spell as a reaction?
yes, with let's see, what is it? What's the spell?
Actually, this might kill her.
And I would.
Better plan. As my reaction, am I more than 60 feet in the air?
That spell.
You are
Water walk.
Okay, then I don't hit the water yet.
Water walk. This spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid.
Make an acrobat. Are you catching yourself with your wings, with your flight?
Yeah.
I need you to make an acrobatics check. Not to be, because you're sort of being thrusted. It's kind of like catching yourself in the moment. You do hit the water, but you're able to get back out. I want to give you a quick see. We do see a splash hit the water, and you can immediately fly back out if you are. Are you casting? What are you casting?
Oh,
As a
no.
reaction.
I just, as a reaction, I can feather fall myself.
Okay. Oh, you can feather fall yourself. Okay, then that's a different story. You were just floating in the air. Never mind. I thought it was like a reaction fly. So you immediately, you don't see anybody plunge. You do still hear the man overboard, but you see Freesia is floating about 20 feet off the bow of the ship. And Freesia, you get a pretty good view of the situation. You see that sort of dark shape as it shifts past the ship, going in. Oop, give me my arrow. Going in this direction. As the ship finally makes its way back, you see Freesia floating down in the distance. You see around you the sea roils and churns. The waves crash over the bow of your ship, driven by saw-toothed hills beginning to rise from the heaving foam just broadside of your ship. Water streams off the rising crags like rivers crashing down a mountainside. At last, the emerging island stops growing in size, only illuminated now by the moon and what few stars make their way through the overcast. The sea around you still tosses your ship like a drifting feather. Then a huge blast of steam erupts from the waves, and through the drifting rainbow-crossed mist that you can just barely see from the light of the only candle aboard the ship near River Mist, you see an immense beak and one milky eye the size of a hogshead staring blindly in your direction. As the water calms, you also spot that riddled around the water are a dozen or more shark fins that are now circling your ship. Freesia, you are floating just above this island, and slowly making your way down.
How far off?
I cast fly as my next action.
As your next
by the way.
action, yeah. Oh, what's up?
I was just asking how far off the thing she was, but if she's gonna fly, then
Yeah,
I was gonna give him the old twin rivers.
Yeah, the old 10 towns.
No, the twin rivers. You know, when I saved Alexandria that one time.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Freesia immediately casts fly. We see the wings. Do they illuminate or no? I don't think there's any actual illumination that comes from those, right?
No, they do sparkle more, but that's not. I'm in the darkness, and it doesn't actually create any special light.
You all hear a voice bellow out. Let me get the image of this as well from before. I think I showed it to you guys last time.
I think Bruce going to use one of his charms, Dark Vision.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. So, I'll give you some more detail there. Let me just grab the handout. Yeah, here we go. Just imagine this, but at night. So yeah, you immediately turn on the dark vision. Do you climb back over the edge, War?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are able to climb your way back over. We see you use dark vision. We use the charm of dark vision on yourself that begins to just illuminate the scene before you, and you see this massive, hulking, literal island of a dragon turtle. I mean, it's right next to you. It's like you could dock on the side of the thing. A literal landmass has come out of the water. This single milky eye looking at you, and I think it was better when it was dark. Having to see this whole thing is a bit intimidating. What of Alexandria in this moment?
Well, it's not nearly as intimidating for her because she can't really hear anything that's going on.
No, this is a silent movie for you.
Yeah, so she's definitely like, oh, okay, that's really big. I guess that's Aremag. Or we found War's family.
I love how Alexandria... This is like being in your room and just saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
Situation. Do you stay inside?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right here. Brolin, what are you doing?
Brolin's just humbled by this giant freaking turtle. He's loving it. He's like, oh.
Valfine, how about you?
Is War still prone after you climb back over?
That was a big throw, but he's up and over, and you can see his eyes are like a red light to them.
How about the crew that's trying to toss the chest over?
There is
They're
crew.
gonna have to roll.
Yeah, there is crew over here. Let me just do a general crew roll.
How long are we in this nightmare?
Okay. Yeah, there are a few men who have fallen into the water and are trying to rush their way over. Probably at least 5. And their sharks are circling around, and they are just they're trying to get near the water. They're probably anywhere from 10 to 30 feet away, and they are just trying to make their way there as soon as possible. As you can see, these shark fins, one go right by one of them.
How many fell?
5. They're swimming. They're swimming for the ladder.
Are they close enough where I can throw 50 feet of hempen rope?
They are. I would like everyone to roll initiative. Actually, well, let me get everybody. I want initiative down. I'm going to go down to everybody though. They are close enough. Are you pulling out some rope?
Yes.
Okay. Our last one is Freesia. I'm going to give you something before we start following the.
They're dead, Jim.
And actually, you're going first here. So let's. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm going to I'm going to go to the farthest out person, drop a bit of rope, and then fly to the ship.
Okay, you're gonna help somebody out of the water.
Yeah. Or I'm going to provide a rope to get them out of the water quicker.
Yeah. You immediately provide a rope to the situation before Valfine can get... Valfine has another rope. It would be good to have more than one rope in this situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to just put Mr. Aremag on here. Just gonna put him at the top. You know what? There we go. Nope. Wrong. Stupid thing. There we go.
So do we know if Aremag likes his shark friends?
He has one milky eye down on the ship that he very well dwarfs as much as he does in this illustration. You all hear a voice chime out, deeper than any you've heard thus far. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else? Is it just War?
We are worms.
No Draconic here. Nope.
I kind of love that the
Brolin does.
turtle is the turtle.
Brolin does. He knows the Draconic.
So Brolin also knows you're coming.
Distant cousin. Distant cousin.
The rest of you hear just that deep rumble that barely equivalates to speech. Warren Brolin, you hear tribute.
I think we better give it tribute. I think we should. That's a good idea.
Or starts making his way for the box.
Yeah, Rivers immediately.
Are we going back to the turn order, or are we?
Yeah. Let's do the turn order because we got men in the water.
Okay.
We got men in the water. Freesia.
So yeah, I'm going to the farthest out person on my side of the boat, and dropping a lasso to them, and then going to the ship and handing the other end of the rope to someone stronger than me. So most of the crew.
Yeah, you could probably hand it to a sailor. For sure. That's one rope out to somebody in need of help. And after that, Freesia, are you just a witness to this at the moment? Are you doing anything else? So far, you've handed your rope over to someone. You've cast it out, which probably in action. You've handed it over. You still have like a position you could be in.
I'm going to position myself on whatever side of the boat there are more sailors overboard on.
That is the side you are currently on, so you're probably good to stay. Valfine, how about you?
So,
what side did you drop your rope? Freesia?
That's over here.
On the port side?
Yep,
okay.
Port side.
I'm gonna run over to starboard.
That is where Aremag is.
Valfine is going to take the hempen rope and she's going to anchor it to a handle on the ladder.
Oh yeah.
And then tie the other end to an arrow.
Okay.
I'm going to fire it to one of the people in the water.
Okay. Absolutely. So yeah, because they're off port side, so you're firing it.
They're
from
like
over here.
30 feet away. I can't throw that 30 feet. I need to fire it.
All right. Make a ranged attack roll. Don't roll an 8. If you do, I'm plunking it right into this thing, right into this mess.
Come on, fucking 8, Bo.
No, don't do it.
The arrow would snap before anything happens. Are you kidding?
What do we got? Oh, yeah. It doesn't. It ends up diving right into the water next to someone. Doesn't hit them, and they immediately grasp it, and they're just pulling their way up.
Grab it now?
Yeah, you can.
That it's anchored? Okay.
Try to rush that person up.
I would try to, pull them toward
you can get one person out of the water. Well, you'll be doing that in your next turn because you've already fired.
Yes.
It is Brolin. Brolin, what would you like to do? The Milky Eye is right down on top of you because you're the only other one besides Valfine. You are like center of the ship on the starboard side, and this one Milky Hoghead side. You can see that the eye looks as though it is blind.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But it still feels like it's staring at you.
Thump the chest.
Do I have the chest?
The chest is over by War. Do you want to help with it?
Okay, come on. You gotta get the chest.
Brolin's going over there to grab the chest. War, your dark vision. You're right near this chest. You can see everything I described before, but you also spot that part of that this landmass is indeed this thing's shell, and part of it is broken open in places where it's taken like cannon fire. You can see old wounds that rest inside of it, parts of its shell shattered. You can see arrows and spears sticking out of it. This thing has been through many battles. This is a king of this rock.
Yeah. So War's gonna grab one end of the chest, and then he's going to yell in Draconic back at him. Aremag, do you know where my people hailed from?
Oh shit.
Make a charisma persuasion check. With you're holding onto the gold. Make it with disadvantage right now in this current situation.
Holy shit.
Do you have
It was
inspiration,
so- it
buddy?
was worth
You
a
have
shot.
inspiration.
It
Do you
was
want to
worth
use
a
it?
Sure, but how's that work with disadvantage?
Works like lucky. You'd take the 18, but you would also get to roll again.
Okay.
Works like lucky, where you get to choose the die you want.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just gonna. Oh, I should do a regular persuasion roll because then it adds modifiers too.
Yep.
Or in this case, subtracts it.
Come on, buddy.
Yes.
A critical. Oh my god.
Oh god.
The head, it was, you were getting one side of the head with the milky eye. The boat lists again, and you all have to grasp to hang on as its head turns over and pushes the boat back with some waves, enough so that it kind of pushes it towards the people that are, it closes the distance for those who are in the water on the port side, if not sort of running into them. They're hanging on. And you see the other eye, not white, but glowing a greenish yellow like a fog light. Looking down onto the deck, it illuminates everything. It's a hoghead side. It's like you're getting a beam of light coming down from this active eye, and you can see the iris almost cat-like as it comes to a sliver, and you can just sort of see the individual itty bits of this massive eye as it looks down on you and narrows. He'll answer in a minute after I get to his turn. War, you have the tribute in hand with Brolin. Alexandria, what are you doing in this moment?
Awesome.
You are just, this is theater right now. Your life could be at stake, but it's theater. Silent theater.
Yeah, I feel like she's got a bag of dried meat rations, and she's just taking them out, popping one in the mouth, just watching, like eyes scanning around, like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what happens next.
Oh my god.
Man, she's got nothing here. Alright, clearly this thing is more dragon than turtle, because it speaks in Draconic and demands money.
You're giving up shape water turns.
Shape water? What am I gonna do? Drown him?
Just save people.
Oh, I don't know if she... No, they'll be fine.
The
The problem is I can only shape water in like a 5-foot space.
Are people fatter than 5 feet wide?
No, you could probably try to like push people forward if you wanted to be savior, but you got those meat snacks. This is great.
I guess. Jerky.
So
Jerky in a movie.
perhaps the reason for your disadvantage, but you got past it anyway. I think you just drowned her out. River Mist, as she hears you shout this out, would probably quit back before Aremag's head even turns, because it would turn on his turn. Just give him the gold. Don't do negotiations. And she's just trying to, but she's completely drowned out. You're not listening. Aremag's not listening. She's not even being that loud in the situation. She's just warning you that, like, we should just drop the gold and go. What are you doing? Kind of situation. Yeah, Aremag's head turns, and as it does, he begins to move. And as he moves, the ship begins to list with him, and he begins to circle his way around, the ship spinning with him. It takes a moment, but eventually the ship is spinning at the same speed that he is moving. You are a toy, putty in his hands. And that single eye, comes back down onto Brolin and War holding the chest. The beam of light not quite making it into Alexandria's little hidey hole. I almost wish you could move it back so you could be like, beep, beep, so you get out of the way. Like, I don't want to be here. But the beam comes down, and you hear the voice utter, tribute, then more.
Oh, War's chucking that thing. Or, like, I guess he'd probably open it up to, like, show him. and then
the eye light goes down to the coin.
Alexandria is just reserving no small amount of chastisement for War if, for whatever reason, this thing has misunderstood our purpose here and is assuming that this tribute is for the information, not for our safe passage. Because she's gonna be pissed.
Frisha. The people are near the bow. Are you helping people up now? Like, the ship got pushed. It's spinning. It's starting to spin in this moment. They're, like, starting to get sucked under. Are you, like, grabbing somebody?
Yeah, I'm pulling somebody up.
All right.
Matter who.
We have one person up out of the 5. Valfing?
How many... So you said I recovered that one person?
You can recover them this turn. They're going to get sucked under if you don't.
How many more are left out in the water?
There are 3. I'm going to give some crew members who are helping you a chance to try to save people as well.
I'm going to... Since he pulled himself up the ladder with the rope, I'm going to attach and fire again. Near someone.
Okay, yeah. You can make another attack.
Just before I hit this button, I'm always like, jeez, this fucking... Oh, man. Okay.
15. Out. You can probably hear it plunk in the water, and you can see individuals, the light from Aremag's eye illuminating the other side of the ship, try to make their way towards it. Like, even it's a survival instinct. Some of them are shoving others off to try to get towards it, and one will end up grabbing the rope. 2 are free in the water. I'm gonna give the crew. I'm gonna give a crew a roll with you. Let's do. There's 2 more left in the water. Let's see how they do. Not so good. not so
Shit.
good.
6 and 4.
Brolin, you have the chest in hand. Are you walking forward with War?
Yep. I'm helping War, getting ready to toss the chest.
Okay. And War, you are doing the same.
Yeah, he's just tossing it.
You guys toss it over. As you do, those 2 remaining people get sucked under the boat. They're gone. You maybe hear last shout, and they are under. And it is you, Roland and War toss the coins over, and you can hear ping, 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 ping. They spill into the water. The eye going down, watching the waterfall of coins pour its way into the bay. At which point it's Alexandria's turn. To watch and wait, or are you gonna say something?
She didn't see those people go under, so I guess she'll just keep watching.
Okay. River Mist will watch as well, holding on to the helm, hoping the situation just resolves itself. Aremag watches the last coin dribble into the water, and the eye back up to both Brolin and War on the edge of the ship. And he will look to you, War, that eye narrowing down.
The snout.
And then he will look back over, his eye widening his eye no longer focused on you, War. His eye will widen, the light with it covering the ship.
Now tribute.
Shit.
Kyle called it.
Fuck!
You!
Oh, no!
Frisha, what are you doing?
Oh, shit!
Well,
That is not what I meant to do.
Oh,
What does Frisha do?
Frisha is figuring out what she can throw the hell overboard.
Yeah, what can you?
Well, we gave him a snack by accident.
Give him 300 gold worth of copper pieces.
we just did, and that's not enough.
Was enough for the it was used.
it was used on War's question instead of our safe passage.
Oh,
Swapping over to leftovers from last night's feast as I sit here eagerly awaiting what War will offer up for our ship's safe fucking passage.
What's Frisha doing? It's her turn.
Frisha is, since there's no way I'm recovering those two people.
They're dead, you're pretty sure. They're gonna drown. Unless somebody dives in and wants to try to save them.
Fly does not work underwater, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
can I still see them? I can't see
They're
them
sucked
at all?
under the boat. You're gonna have to dive under the boat, and you're also dealing with the fact that you are literally in a whirlpool.
I guess I toss a whole bunch of money at Aremag because
How much?
I really
How much?
I toss it in the water.
How much gold?
It's in the water.
Oh, let's see. Okay, 50 gold pieces. Go ahead and make a charisma check as you throw these gold pieces over the side. Let me see with him.
Persuasion or regular charisma?
There's actually a check here, and it's a certain amount with what he does. I actually want to get the right rules for this. Okay, here we go. So, you will make the check with disadvantage. With 50.
But is it a charisma or persuasion?
I am also throwing all of that stuff in there.
It is a. You're right. That's what I wanted to know. How much gold is that? With yours added in.
Mine, I have a weird glitchy gold now that's hovering with me. It'd be 60, 2, 3.
It is a persuasion
65.
check. Charisma persuasion.
Okay.
70.
And we know that chest was 300 in copper.
Yeah, he said it
300
was.
gold?
He said it was 30k copper, so 300 gold.
Okay.
So we're at a total of 70.
So far.
All right. Is that how much you?
70.
Do you throw in any more before you make this check?
6, 7, 8. I have another 8 silver that I can do.
You want to toss it in? You can.
Yeah.
Is that another 50?
5, 6, 7, 8. Because it's 10 to 1, right?
Yep.
So that's not even another 1 gold.
You guys start.
So we have how much do we have right now there?
How many total? It's 50 plus 70?
No. It's 70 total.
It's 70 total.
3, 4, 6,
And this
7,
is 10 silver.
8, and 10, 11.
12 plus the silver, so you're at 61.
It'd be 71 because this was a 10 too.
Okay, 70. Well, if it was,
I wasn't counting
okay,
10.
so 71. Is anybody, you guys throwing anything more before you make the roll, or
No,
is that
nothing's
it?
tossing 30.
Tossing in 30.
So we're up to 100.
That's
100
literally
what?
all I have. That's
Alright.
literally everything.
All right, yeah, you toss in the rest of your gold. You guys start throwing in your coin. Are we ready to make the roll yet? Or are we tossing anything more in?
Oh, shit. 35 total.
Okay.
I had 5 more I didn't see. Okay, I'm broke. 600 copper.
I can also throw. Let's see here. Sold off most of the extra stuff.
If I'm not at disadvantage, I'm not worried about it. Even if I was at disadvantage, I'm not super worried about it.
Let me know when you're ready to make the roll, and I'll let you know what the situation is.
So we're at 105.
I have 8 casks of Tej that I can throw too. I don't know how much those are worth, but willing
Probably
to do
nothing
that.
if the surf destroys the barrels.
It's true.
I don't know.
So we got like
Alright.
100 something gold here. How much exactly? So we had, let me get these 10s out of the way. So we had 72, so this is 102, and that would make it 107 is how much we have. Yep, it's 107. Is that the haul?
I think that's gonna be the haul. I'm gonna make a persuasion check.
Your persuasion check is made to convince Aremag that this is enough. You will make it as a normal roll.
Okay.
This is to convince him you have no more to give.
I have. Ooh. Oh.
You
I
toss
was gonna say
in,
I have a linchpin.
you
but-
toss in your coin. It disappears down into the dark depths of the Bay of Chult, and the eye shifts back over all of you.
Tribute accepted.
Yay!
Oh fuck! Oh.
And you immediately start to feel the boat list again. I would like all of you to make another dexterity saving throw. As he begins to sink.
Oh god.
It's twice in a row. It's
Do
gotten
I,
really bad.
Do I still have advantage because I'm sitting?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Brolin, you are on the side. You were hanging on barely to there. It lists in the same sort of fashion. War, you're going over. Anything you can do as a reaction?
Nope.
If no one else has anything, you see War tumble back again as he begins to sink, and the ship is just left spinning as this form sinks under. And you plunge into the water. Everyone else able to hang on. War, I'd like you to make we're in initiative right now, and Aremag just left, and everybody went and fell in. Frisia, what do you do? War is in the water. He's about 10 feet out.
We still have 2 ropes on either side of the boat.
Just get one of the ropes to War, because War can hold his breath for an hour.
You're gonna have to,
super worried about him.
You're gonna have to pull the rope back up. There are sharks in the water.
There's sharks. It's a whirlpool. The boat could smack him off his ass. I don't know. I mean, it's a little more than just holding breath.
Yeah, if you're in the water, sharks will be attracted pretty soon. You're pulling out a new rope, Frisia, and trying to toss it back out.
Oh, I'm actually just flying it over to him.
Oh, okay.
And handing him a rope.
All right, excellent.
Flies 30 minutes, right?
Go ahead.
I have an hour. Good.
An hour, yeah.
So you're in this sort of spinning vortex situation. The water is really rough. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me, Frisia. And I will say, depending on War, War, you first make me an athletics check, and we'll see if Frisia has disadvantage catching you. I want to see how stable War stays in the water.
You got amazing swim speed, right?
Oh, do you have a swim speed? Make it with advantage. Athletics.
I don't think I have a swim speed.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I thought you did.
Tortle doesn't have swim speed? Oh shit.
Pretty sure I don't have a swim speed.
Okay, you are a tortolado. You're a tortolado water. So,
Yeah.
Oh
go
no.
ahead and make an athletics check
Athletics?
to see
Okay.
if you impose disadvantage on this.
Yep.
Oh, you do. It's hard to catch him, Frisia. He's flipping over. He's not
I swear
able
he
to
had a
catch.
swim speed. Let me look that up.
Go ahead and make that roll for me though. Acrobatics is a disadvantage. Oh man, yeah, you are barely still able. You can get at him and get like a rope around like his arm. You're like down in the water, sort of with him, just flying right above. But you could tie it to him. Valfine, what are you doing? Just gonna walk?
Portals aren't natural swimmers. Base walking speed is 30 feet.
Yep.
Shit. I mean, she's got the rope that's closest to him, right?
Yeah. You gonna start pulling?
That's all I can do. Yeah, I'm gonna. Brolin's over the side, right?
Yeah, a couple of sailors will brace.
Is there a
on either side
deckhand
of you.
right next to me? Can I get advantage if they help me?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a. Well, no, it's just a rope. You're just pulling. I'm not gonna have you make it. Well, it is War. Yeah, and you're in a whirlpool. Make an athletics check with advantage.
Me?
No, this is Valfine pulling you in.
Okay.
Guys, this is not where we want to be. Valfine making athletics checks. This is bad.
Yeah, you have advantage. You have a sailor near you. Okay, yeah, you start pulling him in. War is starting to make his way there. He's probably right near the ladder. He's going to be able to climb up on his turn. Brolin, what are you doing? You're on the you climb. You pull yourself back up.
Do I have to roll a strength check?
No, it's not. It wasn't so bad that you got a 14, right?
Yeah.
You were just pushed over the edge. You can easily you probably caught it with your whole arm, so you can pull yourself up and over.
Oh. Brolin's on his back going, oh, that was close. Oh.
Yeah, you sit there and kind of try to get your equilibrium. War climbing up.
Yep.
Yeah, the waters are rushing by. There's no sign of the two other Chultans that were in the water here. They are gone. The sharks are probably maybe if you'd been in the water 30 more seconds, they'd have been on you. They're far enough away though that you're able to climb up. Alexandria, you would watch as War is pulled up. A happy story to your evening soap opera. What would you like to do?
A happy ending. A good ending.
Minus the 2 NPCs.
Minus the 2 NPCs that she didn't see. All right. Well,
I think that's the end of our combat
mm-hmm.
situation. The water will take some time to settle, but when it finally does, Aremag long gone, it seems that the peaceful night has returned to you. The waves no longer choppy, and the open sea of the sword, the Sea of Swords, is open to all of you. And we're still on the boat. If you guys want to talk out the rest of the scene, or we can move into travel. But you have successfully made it past Aremag, though it has cost you a pretty penny.
Valsine is going to turn around to the nearest mast and punch it with all of her might.
All right.
And then storm off toward the bow of the boat.
Yeah. And yeah, you can hear probably a bone break in that hand. Take a point of damage, and you head to the bow of the boat, frustrated. The rest of you?
Oh, War, what was that? What did you do? What'd you ask
what
him?
I meant to do.
Oh.
The bubble drops. No, that was precisely what you meant to do. You just didn't think it through.
How can you even speak to us down from there?
Down from where? Right
She's
here,
on the
right
deck.
then?
Sitting on the deck?
Oh.
That's
Go back
ridiculous.
down
Last
deck.
hour.
Go back down deck would imply that I've been down deck.
Well,
Anyway, what did he say? Yeah.
River.
I asked him where my people were from, and he said, "No."
Snout.
Well, that's a little farther.
But it saves time.
Where the hell is the snout?
All the way at the southern end.
You see River step down from the top deck. Well, it looks as though we've been able to handle that just fine. A good job, everyone. Seems as though whatever you were saying, did Sigil Jackbrass not give us enough gold?
Sure.
Apparently not.
He did, but he didn't.
This is the way of the Flaming Fist. They always seem to skimp out in places where they can. But we are alive. I remember my first time I met with Aremag. I looked as about as nervous as any of you. He's quite intimidating. But I saw him in broad daylight. At night, it was a little worse. Perhaps I will think about that next time we come into the bay. Well, our morning is at hand. I imagine that is enough to wake up anyone. Perhaps I will change shifts and we get ready for our new day, shall we? And she will step over and continue command of the ship, leaving you all to your conversation.
Alexandria has nothing to say. She will
Nothing's
go
in front of the boat, so
She's going back to her normal haunt.
Okay.
We're just gonna look around and ask who all put things in for that tribute.
I was a bit distracted. I'm not sure. Judging by how angry Veilfiend was, I imagine she had to throw some in there.
That wasn't why she was angry, Roland.
What do you mean?
I think she was mad that we lost crew.
make an insight check.
Or is a little preoccupied to make that check.
That's definitely it. Yep.
River is consoling.
That's only +5.
Yeah, River is consoling some of the individuals, sort of assessing that they did that you guys did lose two men, and maybe that jogs your memory because River seems not angry or frustrated, but just well, it's better than the last time I came through. There are many lives Aremag has taken, more than one toll. Your friends know that they probably died quickly. And she's trying to console some of these crew, who she's trying to connect with a little bit here.
Prisha is going to go up to and sit on the I forgot what the front mast is called, the one that sticks straight out from the front of the boat.
The bow.
And yeah, but the actual mast that comes out the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's probably a word for that I don't know.
Yeah, I know there is. I just can't think of what it is.
Stem? I think the stem?
I don't know.
It's fine.
Frantic typing.
We don't need to know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The stem is the most forward part of a boat or a ship's bow. Yeah, I'm going to assume that's the...
Sounds right.
It could be, yeah. Because there's stem and then there's stern. Stern is the rear. Okay, anyway. Sorry.
It's all good. So yeah, Freesia,
that wasn't from Sea of Thieves. I'm proud of myself. I made that before.
Freesia sits at the stem of the ship. Are you interacting with anyone, or is this just your new spot to be? Because I know we have Veilfiend up here as well.
She's not interacting with Veilfiend on purpose, but is sitting up near Veilfiend on purpose.
All right. What of Brolin? Alexandria? You said you basically shut everything, right? You went back into your hole to get the rest of your rest.
She went up to the bow of the ship.
Oh, you went up to the bow of the ship. Okay. What are you doing?
Mostly just looking out over the water and being around Veilfiend to make sure she's okay.
Okay. What of War and Brolin?
Brolin is gonna go follow Veilfiend down below the ship.
She's not below. She's above, isn't she?
At the bow, top deck. Yep, at the bow.
Oh.
At very front.
Oh, she goes to the. He follows Veilfiend.
Yeah, everybody's following. Everybody's following.
Nobody answered Moore's question.
Oh, what did everyone walk away?
All turned and walked away.
I walked away quick.
Yeah, what did Moore say? I can't even remember.
He had asked who contributed to that.
Nobody answers.
Literally nobody answered.
Everybody just walked.
I think that's thematic to the character.
Brolin does say, "It's like I'm not sure. I didn't."
And then Freesia responded too. Like, that's not why Veilfiend walked away.
Right.
Yeah.
Still no answers. All right. Well, yeah.
Do you
We'll
follow
figure it
them?
out in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Do you follow? Where do you go, War? It seems like they're all going over towards Valfine, who seems pretty upset. Are you just staying on the deck? No one answered your question. They all seem concerned about Valfine, but that's understandable after learning this situation. That what she might be upset about.
Yeah.
What do you do?
After that, he'd probably go to her as well.
Everybody goes.
We would see the party at the bow of the ship. I think it's a really
Just not good for my anxiety.
I know. As an official mark to the beginning of your seafaring adventures, we see the entire party collected on the bow of the ship, past the dangers of the dragon turtle Aremag and out into the open, shining sea. Not the Sea of Swords. This is the Shining Sea. Your traveling routine awaits you, my friends. As we bust into our next day, we are out and traveling. We are past the scheduled events, and we are into we're back into the fun of random encounters. Aboard our boat. Let's get some.
Does anybody have a compass?
Freedom!
I've got a clock.
Bowsprit, by the way.
You do have the navigator of this ship. So you guys got a crew, and because you got a crew, you can because you have a crew, you guys are not required to take any sort of action during your travel action. You don't have to. You guys can literally choose I sit and chill if you don't want to be involved. The crew that you guys acquired gives it so that basically you have that luxury. There's a bosun, there's a quartermaster, there's a navigator, there's somebody dealing with all the navigation stuff, and you guys don't have to unless you want to. At which point I can present those options to you if you guys are interested. Something you can do while on the ship. Now the position of navigator is definitely taken. All the positions are taken. The one that would be difficult to take and would be charisma or something would be River's position of navigator. She will insist that she is the best on board for that position.
Cool. She's probably right.
Yeah.
She has navigator's tools and is proficient with them, so she will be rolling with advantage. She's also the only one who has proficiency with a waterborne vehicle, so anybody else, unless someone does, so nobody else has that, you will also suffer from stuff there. So she's gonna be handling most of the navigation. Food-wise, you guys have 30 days of food. It's marked on your actual hexagon that will mark down. You have 30 days of food. That's 30 days for the whole crew. If for any reason you take on more or lose more, you actually gain back food. So I'm actually not going to spend the current day's food because you lost 2 crewmates. You are down from a crew of 30. So actually, food is that number's there. Food should be this. Cool. So you guys are down to 28 crew members right now. You could pick up more in the future. You're not 100% sure what the seas have for you.
Any gaps and shifts for losing 2 people?
No. The crew is the only time you're going to see the crew start actually suffering is when it goes below half. So if we duck below 15 crew, we are going to run into some issues. Let's give something a little more chill. Ocean voyage. Let's get our shanties going. That's my favorite.
Yeah, Brolin's a bit. As it dawns on him that 2 people died, Brolin is looks pretty dejected about it too. Especially these are people that they helped.
The songs of the day honor their memory. River at one point or another today. By the way, it's still sunny with light rain showers, and let's see if you even see any of that. You don't.
Got weather to worry about too.
Yep, you don't. There, it is open skies, a sunny, beautiful night, or day, beautiful day rather. You're past that night into day, and yeah, your morning seems to be going quite clearly right now, pretty well. At one point, probably during the morning, River is going to address the lot of you. whether you're still at the bow of the ship or wherever, and she will say, "So, we know exactly where we are going, but we haven't quite plotted a course. Are we following the mist cliffs, or are we going into open ocean?"
What is it? No, I have the wrong tool selected. This be considered open ocean, or...
It would.
Okay.
It's completely up to you. I have sailed in the open ocean. I have sailed on coasts. I can handle really any kind of situation, as long as giant galleons don't come up beside me, or dragon turtles, for that matter.
Well, we're expecting the second one of those.
How many hexes does this boat move a day?
120, if the weather fares.
So 12.
12.
Remember, we're coming around the corner where Cinder perches. May want to open ocean. That's my guess. It's my suggestion.
Open ocean probably will be quicker than following the cliffs, just because there's less weaving.
Yeah, there's like a straight line here.
So if you want to show me your path, if you mark it with if you show me your exact path, because we're working with 12x's sort of situation. If you hold shift, it'll hold for whoever does it. So I'll say somebody put down the exact. Oh yeah, I have to click it off. Cool. If you hold shift while you have that out, you can show me the exact path that you guys want to go. So somebody do that for me, and agree upon it.
I can do it.
Yeah.
We should just cut as close as we can there.
Wait, you said hold shift?
After you've marked it all down, after you've used your cues to make your little points, hold shift and let go, and it will stay.
Do you want me to go in 12?
In 12, the weather is fairing right now, so go 12 for now. We'll know the path that you're taking.
Do we want to do like one of these?
Yeah, if you want to do the whole journey, I'm actually only because we'd have to do the math. Just stick with the 120 for me right now, just because I don't want to have to constantly do the math of where you're going.
Okay.
In my head. So yeah, you click that off.
Yeah.
Would it be quicker if we went
straight towards that peak? I don't know. You guys sounded pretty scared of that peak.
Well, that's not the one.
That's not the peak we're worried about.
Oh, okay. What peak?
We're looking at like, hello. This is where we like saw all of the apocalypse.
Is that being weird? Oh yeah. Oh, you got a weird thing.
I just didn't click. I clicked centered.
So this is the path you guys want to take right here.
Yeah, it looks good for now. First run.
Cool. Give her the orange one. I'll leave mine up there. All right. So, your morning goes unhindered. Your afternoon goes uneventful. The sea is calm where it needs to be. It gets a little rough and choppy. River commands a ship very well. The wind is at your side for most, if not all of the journey this day. You're undisturbed in this open ocean area, much as you would expect. Out here, it's quite isolating. You would watch the shore of Chult sort of disappear away from you, and out in the open ocean, as far as you are, you can't really see exactly where Chult is anymore. Once you're... Oh, geez, I fucked it up. Once you're...
One hex is enough, actually, to make it so we couldn't see land.
Yeah, right there. Once you guys start really getting out there in the afternoon, you would come up on deck from whatever routine you guys are going through, which I'm going to ask you guys sort of what you are doing aboard during this time, how you're spending your time aboard Mako's Bite. But you would find the more you come up and down, if that is your passage or if you're just watching, that horizon disappears, and eventually on all sides you are in absolute open ocean, and you cannot see any shore. You are a lone fish in a big, deep blue sea. So yeah, let's start with Valfine. What do you do during this time? It's a lot of waiting.
Probably it's just kind of making the bow of her ship sort of her area, I guess. She would have probably a couple books out, writing in her journal. And she would take the note that Alexandria wrote before they left, and left with the potion, and she would keep it in her cloak, in pockets.
Okay.
It's probably just studying or wrapping her hand now.
Excellent. Moving down the line then, Brolin, what are you doing during this time?
Just the day in
The
general.
day, yeah. You see Valfine collecting, sort of, kind of making this bow as much her area as she can, staying away from where the anchor is, so that she doesn't get in the way. I imagine of people actually trying to function the ship. Kind of making the bow her corner. You could pick a corner of yourself. What do you do to entertain yourself? This is hours of open ocean. You could work aboard this ship, contribute. You have paid a crew effectively by saving their or avenging their children to do that for you, so you don't have to. But the boredom could get to you. You tell me what you do.
Oh, I'd want to say if War wants to start training Brolin to be a barbarian, if War would be up for that.
That's
How suiting.
What would we see above deck with that? What would that look like, Warren Brolin?
So it's not a ton.
Oh, you know what? I think it's just talking for the first. First.
I imagine it being meditation.
It's like you have to get angry, Brolin. Like, hey, I gotta get angry.
Yeah, give me some time, and we can actually have that scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for now, Brolin's
I need to write a thing down. I'm shook right now. Still.
That was a little close.
Yeah.
This day is very contrast to
close for him in particular.
This day is very contrast to the last couple days. It's very calm.
Like me as a player am shook at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So we would see. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say Brolin's probably. We'll do that scene with War later, but Brolin's probably maybe meditating on his bowl.
Got it.
He hasn't done it in a while.
You haven't. You look down at the bowl. It's a little wet. You get some water out of there. Excellent. What of Alexandria? How do you spend your time? Peace at last.
Yeah, especially with Brolin being distracted by his newfound purpose.
A peace you've never known.
Yeah, he's finally leaving me alone. She's probably gonna spend pretty much all of her time just savoring everything, because everything just seems so much more beautiful and sad when you know you're gonna die. So she's kind of just
the blue sky,
drinking all that in. Yeah,
the blue sky above you hangs over in this massive, open, free dome, and you see these spots of perfectly white clouds make their way past the sun that shines down upon you. You can see some clouds might be gathering in the edges of the horizon to suggest that there is some rain some places, but it's nowhere near you. It seems as though the ocean has just sort of opened up this beautiful blue marble to you.
How sickeningly sweet.
Frisha.
Frisha is working on crew morale.
Are we playing music? Are we leading the shanties?
She's teaching them much more vulgar shanties, partially. And is also inspiring the both River and the Lookouts with bardic inspiration to make sure that we have less incidents.
Yeah, you would probably get a shout from a River. Say, you play that musical instrument like you were born with it, Frisha. Thank you. This makes the journey much better. Honestly, I should hire you on for longer. Yeah.
She makes a comment that she was pulls out a different instrument. She says, "No, I was born with this one," and then puts it back away.
She laughs. And it's just happy any conversation is not pointing or accusing anything at her, and she's captain again, and everything's good. So she's in the zone.
Nice specific.
By the way, River is not without faults, as most of our party has seen, but good lord, does she know how to drive a ship. She knows how to drive it so well that or how to navigate, how to command the crew, how to get the most out of the wind, how to kind of zigzag a little bit. Like, she knows all the maneuvers. She's obviously an expert, and there is no way in hell you're lost right now. She fucking crit, okay? She destroyed it. You are in good hands when it comes to the direction of this ship today.
Oh, looking forward to next
She
week.
got D8 on top of that.
Oh, she got a D8 on top of that too. Well, she's literally okay. Let me just see if she got like godly. I just want to see 1D8. Almost. She got 29. So she's on the edge of that godly tier. Born to run the helm. Her suggestion from before that only she should do it makes a lot of sense. You can see sort of the way she interacts back and forth as well with Flask. He is a decent enough first mate that kind of knows how to do stuff, but he doesn't work well as a team. Anytime he gets near somebody, he just kind of shoves them out of the way, like, don't touch it, don't, you tied it wrong, and he's going to tie it back. And he's doesn't like anybody, doesn't really want to talk to anybody, and he's able to do this whole ship himself, so you imagine he's kind of in a flustered situation where everyone's touching his toy. So that is kind of the on hair back of the head hair on end situation for Flask. Very cool. War. We already decided you were training Brolin, correct, or did you have something else?
No, that's probably about it. He'd probably welcome the distraction in the at least early days of this trip. So,
all right. The morning turns to afternoon, and afternoon quickly to night. Is anybody awake on deck at night? Is anybody? You guys were saying before that it seemed like most of you were on deck. Now that you're past this dragon turtle, do you guys find more comfortable means of sleep, or does anyone still stay in the open air?
Or goes under the deck this time.
Under, cool.
Yep.
I mean, weather permitting, it's still pretty, not really hot out, but it's still comfortable, right? Because it's nighttime in the jungle area. So
yeah,
Valfine would probably stick near the bow where she would be meditating, and that would be easier to keep eyes on stuff. So
excellent. Valfine stays near the bow, and War goes below. What of Brolin and Alexandria?
Same verse.
Okay, yeah, staying in that bubble. Very, very good. What about Brolin?
I mean, you mean for sleep or just for the
sleep.
day?
Yeah, where are you? Where do we find you at night?
Either playing cards or Brolin has made his home underneath that lifeboat.
Okay.
It's private. No one would think that he'd be there.
I mean, they would see you probably one time or another unless you're just constantly stealthing into your hiding spot. You're in a small enclosed space. This is only day one, but you've had to get quite personal a few times, like moving up and down through the steps. There are 28 other people on board this ship, not including River and Flask. There are many moments where it's kind of like trying to get close, like trying to get into a hammock, accidentally bumping somebody with an elbow. Like you are in close proximity to one another at all times. It's no wonder.
Which is why Brolin chose the lifeboat, because it's probably a little roomy underneath there, and he's probably got some space to roll around when he's
excellent. It would be then the only one I don't know is Frisha. Where are you staying for the night?
Frisha's gonna be above deck unless it's heavily storming.
Yeah, you're above deck. Before night falls, it's not heavily storming right now. The weather looks quite clear. You can't really predict it unless your druid friend does it for you.
Brolin does do that. He does do that
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dry and sunny.
He informs the crew and the captain.
Excellent.
And,
Yeah, she'll. You get kind of a cocked eyebrow from River. We will see, dwarf, if that is true.
I'll bet you 50 gold.
Not betting you anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you don't believe me,
I don't, but I'm not going to bet anything.
I'll bet you. I mean, if I'm wrong, you give 50 gold.
I don't think you have 50 gold.
I jingle my coin purse.
She says, "This is silly. I have a boat to run."
Damn.
It's dry and sunny it is. Before night completely falls, as I think it's just starting to fall, and Alexandria kind of sets up her whole situation. River will come down to you, Freesia, and sort of stop you before you can. You're on deck. You're staying on deck, but she'll call you over, and very close to Alexandria's bubble, she'll call you over, and say, "Freesia, my friend, is there nothing we can do about this? I am getting some complaints from the crew. She is taking up quite a lot of space. We are all a team here. We have to get kind of close and rub elbows, and she's kind of just isolating herself inside of, 15 feet of space. And there's not a lot of that going around here. I want to know if maybe you could talk to her?"
I can try. I didn't know she could do this.
Well, she needs to understand that it will become an issue. If we're going to be out at sea for 10 days at a time, this cannot continue. The first night it was fun.
I will talk to her in the morning, because I tap on the bubble. There's not much I can do about it right now.
She says, understandable. If you can get it
It
to
is
at least,
selectively permeable.
if you can get it to at least come to a lesser, it doesn't have to full stop, it would be a lot easier on some of these members of the crew. They are thankful for what she apparently did for them, and all of you, it seems. This crew owes you a debt. You'll have to tell me the story. But they definitely need a little more room on deck, at least second shift. All right. Enjoy your evening.
I don't know if I actually can go through the bubble at all. I haven't tried.
No. If Alexandria says no one can go through, no one can go through. Unless they dispel it or something else.
I mean, if somebody's knocking, she can make it so people can come in.
You did just get knocked on. So you know the conversation is definitely about you outside of here, unless you are already asleep, Alexandria.
It was not so much a knock as a thud. Like, tink, tink.
Excellent. All right. Well, with that conversation concluded, night will begin to fall upon the deck of your ship. The clear skies from before show through into the nighttime. The stars are out, and they are many in number as they light the area. The water is rough enough that nothing reflects back, so it's just a beautiful sky and a dark horizon around the ship of water splashing up onto the bow. Let's see here. Let's get some. Yeah, let's get some of this. Let's do that. Cool. So, those who are on deck, I believe that is Freesia. Alexandria, you're straight sleeping.
Yeah.
Freesia, you're resting, or are you staying up a little bit?
She'll probably find a spot to rest, but she's gonna stay on deck.
Okay. Or like a full rest, like you're going to bed.
Yeah, I'll go to bed, but
Okay.
somewhere on deck.
And you're Transcene Valfine, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I would say just Valfine make a perception check.
This is why I stayed up deck.
You hear something over the starboard side of the ship. You hear a sucking sound of some kind of... It sounds like a viscous goo being splashed with the water around you. When you look over the edge of the boat, you can see that the water is quite dark. And when you shift to dark vision, the water is darker still. Not in the way it was with Aremag, but you can see the water seems to be filled with some kind of like goop or something, like some sort of black viscous fluid just around this side of the ship. your eyes would follow with a 27 the over the railing, and you would spot something that would cause you to have to kind of like flicker and adjust your dark vision so that you can just sort of second glance see it. You see a tendril making its way out of the water. It's already out of the water, and it's plunked to the side of the ship. It's big, but there is a tendril clung to the side of the boat, and it's just you can see the tip of it is the only thing that's not completely suctioned to the side, is just sort of loosely moving.
Who's at the helm right now?
You see River is currently at the helm. She lets out a big yawn, and you can see there is also, as the waves kind of duck back down, there's another tendril that makes its way along just the bottom of the boat.
River.
Valfine, good evening. Nice to have some company.
Unfortunately, I'm not here to visit. Could you do me a favor and quietly look over the side of the boat? You seem to have a situation here.
You are scaring me.
I don't want to alarm you until I know exactly what this is. You need to look for me, please.
All right, and she will kind of, I think she sort of locks the helm for a second and will look over the side of the ship, and she'll turn back to you. I don't see anything.
God damn it. Fucker. God fucker. Why am I the only one that sees things?
Do you look over the side of the ship with her?
Yeah, I see if I can point it out.
The tendrils are gone.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Why do you do this to Josh?
Are you just playing a game with me?
Do I look like I play these kinds of jokes on people?
I don't know you very well.
Clearly you don't.
What did you see?
This
is enough to wake you up, Alexandria, if you want. You can hear voices are getting a little loud.
What do we do with the stealthy Kraken? What do we do with the Kraken lurking in the water? All right, yeah, I'll rub my eyes, and I guess I'll come out of the bubble.
Is there any residual anything left on the side of the boat as we're looking over it?
Make another perception check. 11. You don't spot anything, but you do see Alexandria come out of the bubble.
I'm going to turn to River and explain that I saw tendrils, tentacles.
Tendrils.
I'm going to start recasting that bubble now.
You start... Oh, you immediately putting it back.
It's like Homer Simpson into the tiny hut.
Yep, that's the plan.
What kind of tendrils are you talking about? This is not a joke.
Do you want to make an inside check?
I did, and I'm not seeing anything.
It's because I'm not fucking lying to you.
She makes an inside check on you. It's just sort of like, are you, maybe you not getting enough sleep?
Listen to me. I am on this trip. I am on the same boat as you. If it were to go down, I happen to also have a life at stake here. Why would I joke with you about...
Well, your dwarf friend seems the type. I don't know if... And as this conversation is going on, Freesia, you peek over... You wake up... You're awake, and you're like sort of sitting in this situation. You probably heard the situation, kind of woke up from the beginnings of your long rest, saw Alexandria enter, and then immediately start casting again. Right over the side of the ship comes a tentacle that kind of slops its way over. It's about this big around, and it it doesn't sort of plop. It kind of like curls over, and it's right next to the railing next to you, and it just kind of starts to wrap its way around one of the railing poles.
Do I see this?
You don't in the moment. You are in a this is on like the opposite side of the boat. Let me actually.
I don't hear anything either.
Not right now. You are in a conversation, my friend.
Damn it.
I start casting suggestion on the squid to go find a different meal.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and make a. Go ahead.
If this
and...
works, I'm gonna look like a double liar. This is not cool. This is not cool.
Brolin will believe you.
Of course he will.
Mine's a 15.
It's a 15. What kind of save?
I think it's wisdom for those ones. So let me double check.
Wisdom sounds right.
Wisdom, yeah.
What is your suggestion?
That he should go find a different meal somewhere else.
Okay. You see through some of the railings what looks like a single dark eye that kind of lets like a lid go over it, where you can still sort of see under the eye a transparent lid, and it immediately starts to unravel and move backwards. How long does this last? 8 hours. And it immediately sinks down into the water. And is
Double liar.
and is gone. You imagine answering the call of your spell. Back to the conversation at hand. Now, are you now what you saw? There are many people at sea who see a lot of things. The water plays tricks on you. Perhaps you haven't been on the ocean very long, and you're getting sick. Maybe you. I have some potion for this if you need it.
Also, my spells are not silent. Any of them.
Oh, they aren't. So
Verbal.
yeah, make a perception check for me, since you are engaged in a conversation, Valfine.
Validation.
Like you can hear. So what you hear is Freesia say something. Sounds like she's singing some sort of tune, and
But when isn't she?
she's just sort of sitting over there, and she might look over to you and just wait. Valfine's looking over in your direction. What do you do, Freesia?
I point at the tentacle.
It's gone. It's already gone when she looks over.
I guess I jump back down and walk over to this conversation.
All right, yeah. And at which point River will turn and say, Freesia, your friend was just telling me that you saw a sea monster.
Yeah, I told it to go away.
Oh, see, everything is fine. Freesia told it to go away.
Velfine's going to turn and walk away from this, straight to the bow of the boat.
I'm starting to like your friends.
And jump off the.
I think we can really be a crew, all of us. I'm really liking this. Says hopefully that she gets enough rest that she doesn't start seeing things.
So, on a side note, that tentacle is as big around as my waist.
Excuse me? Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage.
Like, disadvantage matters.
13, it could. It could. Let me see.
13's pretty mediocre.
Let me see if she's got insightful enough to know that
With your
you're
plus
telling
10,
the truth.
you still rolled a 3.
Let's see. She needs to roll high. So, let's see here. Or she needs to roll low. She has to fail. Yeah, let's just have her. Yeah. I think she'll look at you and say, "So there was something?"
Yeah, but he is very interested in a whale.
Oh.
About 300 miles that way.
Says, "You got rid of it?
Should be gone for a while.
What was it? Was it a monster?"
Well, it was a very large tentacle.
Make a history check for me. Since you were just right in its face. Yeah, you're not sure. She just says, Well, I'm sure if our conversation didn't happen, it wouldn't have. Give me a moment. And she'll step down. Can you just make sure that this doesn't go anywhere? And she puts your hand on the helm and she says, straight. And she's going to make her way down and try to catch up with you, Valfine. At the bow of the ship. Imagine you're already there, so she steps up. I apologize. Frisha told me that there was, well, she's a little bit more convinced. I'm sorry, I haven't really gotten a chance to know you. I've known Frisha for a few weeks, and maybe we introduce ourselves this way. Of River. She says, I apologize for not believing you. I will believe you next time. It could have been an octopus. It could have been something worse. It was good that you spotted it. Or else maybe it would have done some damage. Thank you.
She pulls out her journal and starts writing.
Oh, it was better.
Strongly worded note.
You can hear her say under her breath with your passive. It was better when it was just Flask and me. And she just goes back over to the to her spot. Very good. That is the only flayed thing that happened tonight.
God.
I love that I just solved that encounter with a level 2 spell.
You spent the spell slot.
Very, very good. So we come into day number 3, my friends, on the water. Well, yeah, day number 3.
Do I get experience for that?
Oh wait, no, it's day number 3. Do you get experience for that? No, unfortunately you do not. That was a flavor encounter, not a challenge encounter.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's great that I have like this dark, deep character. And she ends up being turned into comedic relief.
That was just too good of a situation right there for that to happen.
To like, of all the people, we have
The
literally
roles.
a jester. And
All right. A new day comes to our party. Let's move back over to our Bay of Chult. We can move our party token properly to where it was. Oh, fucking okay! Give this thing to me. So laggy. Okay, here we go. You guys wanted to go. Oh god, there's 16 arrows on this thing. All right, I need an actual marker for where this goes. I've got like. That is 133.2. You got a messed up arrow there, Captain.
change it to snap to center.
It
Gotcha.
was.
Was it?
Yeah, give me something to move us properly.
That's so
I
weird.
think I can't. I don't know why. All right,
There we go.
Because that was our first. Yeah, that was our first.
open water.
Is it day? Day is 120 feet or 120 mile?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are on day number 3, friends. Let's see here. I imagine, unless you guys say something different, you're going to continue doing the same thing I told you were doing yesterday. You will let me know each day if you are doing something different, or if you want to have a conversation at any time with anyone aboard the ship, similar to how we traveled once before. We remember this, right?
Yes. Of course.
Yep.
This is prime roleplay stuff.
It's been so long.
I know, the
Good.
seas are open.
And I provide inspiration to whoever is the person doing lookout and River.
Oh, and your inspiration your inspiration is a very short time thing, so I don't think you can do that. It needs to be, if it's for something for like the entire trip, like River or a lookout, it needs to be like guidance, something that lasts a long time.
All right.
Because I think you're only 10 minutes on the inspiration. If it lasts an hour, I'll give it to him. Did you want to give guidance to somebody?
I don't have guidance. That was my previous character.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Let me toss down a quick navigation roll. We consumed food from the from the ship, correct? Food and water? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day.
No one should do fishing.
I mean, one of you totally can. Most of the crew. I mean, you could tell the crew they should do that as well. I mean, yeah, you could. They could be some crewmates salvaging, trying to get some fishing done. I'll roll for them. At the end of the day, I think that
Definitely should be doing that.
Yeah. There's a couple. These Chultans have brought with them fishing poles for sure. Very cool.
That would be great, actually.
Let's get this. River will remind them that what is in the hold now is the maximum that the ship needs to hold for it to sail at its prime amount. So it would only be to recover the food that was just used. You can't go over.
Right.
So let's get her skill bonus in there. And we're doing a normal Persh, and we are at Coast of Nick. Okay, cool. Yeah, you sail pretty evenly, not quite as smoothly as the day before, but you seem to still go pretty well throughout the day. No major disturbances in the morning. As we shift into the afternoon, something does possibly catch the eye of people on deck. No perception check required. Anyone on deck would see something unique, something strange, and you would see it out in the distance, and it would become more and more clear as the ship got closer. You see what looks to be pillars sticking out of the water. You see probably 24 of them at least, and they look like, at first you wonder if it's just rock and crag, but as you get closer you see they look like singular linear pillars sticking out of the water in sort of this larger area. The ship, I believe River probably spots it. It's off in the distance. You're not 100% sure exactly what it is, but River will spot it as well easily enough, or have a lookout. Just say, "Rocks over to the west and off starboard." They'll say some sort of ship shit, and she will, and she'll take out a thing, look over, and say, "They look like stones. Shall we just pass them, or is this something that interests you?" And she's kind of addressing the party on the deck.
Don't ask me, I tell stories.
We can avoid it.
Now you're waiting on my job.
She's looking, says, "They look to be made of stone. Here." And she's gonna hand down a spyglass to whoever takes it. Does
I mean, if I'm there, I would. But
all right, do you look
I'll
through
think
it?
it's sore after yesterday. Not even involved right now. Just don't even touch it.
Do you look through it?
yeah.
Make a perception check with advantage.
Perception. Advantage.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Yeah, you look through and you get it to focus for a moment, kind of like settling with the ship and it's rocking to keep it on one of these for a while. They are stone pillars. They are covered in algae and there are carvings going all up and down each of them. There's at least 24 and they seem to be in perfect rows. Some of them toppled over a little bit over on the side like this, not perfectly straight, but some of them are still holding, and you see this sort of just Chultan symbolism over these pillars that are just sort of sticking out in 3 rows. So they probably were at once 3 rows, but now they're kind of pushed around to no longer have that sort of ordinance, and you can see algae is clinging to the side of them. There's erosion damage, but it seems to be some kind of I don't know, just these rocks sticking out of the ground. You see they have faces, like totem pole faces, going all the way up.
They're carved. Looks Chilton and old. I don't know. I'm not particularly interested.
Do I recognize them, Ed?
Just by War saying something.
No, I mean, I'm from Chult. Would I know anything about
Make a
these?
history check. War's talking about some stone pillars. Go for it.
As you hear Lord of the Rings music in the distance. or passing on the boat between the peaks?
Nothing particularly comes to. Let me just see here. Nothing particularly comes to mind. Ruins? I mean, the Chulton had ruins on shore. Who's to say they didn't have ruins out in the ocean?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, just some Chulton ruins. I've heard about them a couple times, but nothing comes to mind in particular.
So are
They're
we
fun to look at.
are we stopping here or are we moving on?
I'm fine with moving on.
I imagine the shore comes up over there on the ocean's bottom. I don't want to risk damaging the ship, but we can get close enough to send a dinghy out if there is any interest. And this is your voyage, friends. It's up to you. All right.
We got 2 no's.
Yeah, it's a big no.
So be it.
3 no's.
And she turns the ship to deviate away from these strange totem pole faced statues peering out of the water, and they disappear into the distance quite quickly as you slip from afternoon back into evening. Your evening also goes unhindered well into your next day. Where was the movement for this day? Where were you guys going?
It's another 120 that way, right?
Yeah, probably making as even keel between those two as possible.
The worst,
Yep.
the worst part is, I know we talked about this before, but like if you're lost, it's like it's insane.
You're real lost.
You're
Right.
real lost. It's not good.
And end up in freaking Baldur's Gate.
Like, oh god, we're gone. Goodbye.
Hey, new campaign.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see
Look at that,
how.
we switched storylines halfway through.
Let's see how
okay.
well the crew does gathering food. Not so well. So you're going to spend the fishing isn't great today. So you're going to then I
2
believe
people.
2 food or one food. So yeah, you're down to 28 days of food in the hull for the party. Whoa, I just minus 28. Don't do that. You're all out of food. Goodbye to everything you had.
Well, guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Excellent.
Bye.
I believe that brings us to day 4. Let me just do something here. Alrighty. Just turn this off. What's this? Inquisitive? And no shanty, not necessary. Where is that? There it is. Yay!
Oh. We didn't check weather, did we?
So, you awaken on deck to heavy rain that protrudes down upon the ship. The captain will order some of the Chultons to bring up a couple of devices from the hold below, and they set at least over where the navigator is. They put up like a tent area thing to kind of like make its way over and secure it even through the wind to kind of cover the area up top. Nothing else is covered. It seems as though she only has sort of a protective area for storms, only for where the navigator sits. The rest is open to nature. Your boat lists a bit here and there. Let's see how her navigation roll goes here. She is doing so no longer with advantage.
So I talked to Alexandria and be like, you should use that bubble thing over the helm.
Oh, you think? I don't know. I had heard that I shouldn't be making the bubble anywhere.
I only half-heartedly told you that she was annoyed.
Half-heartedly.
Well, I mean, it annoys her if I make it. It annoys her to have rain.
I mean, didn't she unless Frisha specifically said, "Oh, River's annoyed." She said the crew was annoyed.
Well,
her
I
as
did
well.
see them talking right in front of my bubble.
Yeah.
I can make that assumption, whether it's true or
Oh
not.
yeah, she's annoyed that you're taking up that much space for sure. But the crew also.
It's fine. I'll make a bubble. I'll make the best damn bubble she's ever seen.
Or are you putting a bubble over the navigation area?
Sure.
Yeah, make just a general charisma check with advantage.
To look extra sexy while I make this bubble.
I think to make her feel guilty, to be like, yeah, this is my bubble. Don't fucking tell me not to have my bubble anymore. Like, it's useful. If you want it for this.
Fucking
We
nice.
can go with extra sexy. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'm already soaked, but extra charisma saving throw or like persuasion?
Just charisma. I would say, oh yeah, use persuasion if you want. I think that works.
Or is it performance because I'm being sexy?
Sure.
Okay,
At
alright,
advantage because your clothes are wet.
I assist her.
Yeah. Jacob.
Yeah, that's not what my character's about.
Yeah, you put up the bubble like, and I think River's just like, thank you, but she's like happy you did it, but she's like got animosity towards you, like that bitch, like situation where it's just like, really gonna give me shit.
I'll let it be completely transparent, so she just sees the rain slapping into it and curling around like it's hitting a surface.
So graceful for you to use your tool to our advantage rather than our detriment.
Yeah, well, very proactive of you to talk to me directly rather than going through a medium.
That's the Sass Queen.
Sorry, I'm not used to having so many people aboard my ship.
Hey,
Apologies.
What can you do?
hey!
What can you do? What, Brolin?
The camera pans. Brolin is just observing. This
Well,
entire
we don't
situation.
actually hear Brolin.
You don't allow him in the bubble?
We can see him happening at the bubble.
So we just see Brolin. We
So
can't.
he's
hear him.
eating grapes. He's eating berries.
He's eating berries. I am sorry. I imagine most of you are like him. But all right, let's just get through this, shall we?
In what regard? She looks at her with like barely contained
The
fast.
regard that I don't know any of you yet, and I'm slowly learning. So give me a little bit of breathing room, will you? When you come onto the ship and you take up so much space, I assume that you are self-centered. But this obviously proves that you are not all that. So, thank
Correction.
you.
I am in fact all that, but I'm
I'm learning
not
so much
self-
about you.
Regardless,
There's a reason they brought me with them.
you are unfortunately stuck with me because I cannot leave this bubble or it will dissipate.
Oh, I'm not stuck with you at all. I'm happy to have you aboard, honestly. You seem to be a caster, so that puts my mind at ease for some situations if things get dicey. So honestly, I'm more happy you're here than not. I could just do without the sass, but it seems that's all you have, and in troves.
It's a sorcerer magic. It's okay.
I can't tell what's going on in his bubble, but
I can be sassy too.
there's enough sass leaking out of here to kill me.
Are you just standing there eating berries in the rain, Brolin? Like heavy rain? You look like a soaked dog.
Oh my god.
After it rains, like, okay, enough of this. I'm getting out of here.
Actually, now that I think about it,
Training continues.
since we're both probably soaked, I will use prestidigitation to dry my clothes and the captain's as well.
Stop making me like you.
You don't have to like me, but it's probably going to be a lot more comfortable if you're not damp,
I do like
especially
being
since the air
comfortable.
conditioning's on.
It's quite nice, thank you. You're allowing like some other people. Is it like just Brolin that can't come in?
It's one of those things where I've got my hand kind of on the dial of the permeability, and anytime somebody I like comes around, I make it permeable. Yeah, so if Alphine ever visits, like, she's fine. War's in the doghouse, so he doesn't get in.
God.
Brolin.
Would she even know what happened? Does she speak Draconic?
Oh wait.
Yeah,
Does
you
she?
couldn't.
I
You
need
couldn't
to
hear
check.
anything. Even you
You're
were blind.
right. Oh crap! I think I have to withdraw all of my.
I'm gonna let you assume. I'll let roleplay is really good. You can assume what happened.
Yeah,
You were
nope,
attentively watching.
I understand Draconic.
Oh,
Okay.
dang, you're good. You knew that
Oh
whole
shit!
situation.
All right.
So casting resumes.
Yep.
Sass continues.
Alright. Yeah, the sassing definitely continues. I'm just rolling some stuff here. Don't worry about it.
The only person we don't know if they can go into a bubble or not is me.
Yeah. So where is the free share rate then? Since we're tagging everyone.
So I am ready if we wanted to do the training scene thing. It might be a little long. Depending on how it goes.
That's cool.
FYI.
I mean, if we don't stop it, we're gonna get there probably this session. Maybe.
If you need help making sure Brolin becomes enraged, I will offer my services.
Yeah, go ahead and give me the training scene.
All right.
Alright.
So how do I get angry?
You're out in the rain.
Okay. So, I don't know. We'll probably take him out to kind of the bow area of the ship and say, sit down.
All right. I'm a little soggy, but
Alphina's not there. She's like a wet rat in the rain. No way. I go down deck.
Roland, I'm hesitant to teach you to fight like I do. I am trying to learn to control it completely myself. I believe I've told you the story of what happened first time I used this.
yeah, you couldn't switch it off.
Yeah. The rest of that, I don't know how much I said. I was with a party, and we were escorting a merchant caravan. Our caravan got ambushed, and some of my friends started dying. It switched on, and like you said, I couldn't switch it off. It took me weeks to get back to a city, and then had to retrace the steps to find it again. That's a number I hold on to.
Well, all I know is I need to change, and I can't continue getting better without something happening. I need to learn to be a fighter. To rely on something else other than my beast shapes and my magic. It's for certain.
Yeah.
You're probably the best fighter I know, so.
I also know my mother fought this way, and I've been told I inherited it from her, so I don't know if it can even be taught in the first place. However, another one of my ancestors believes it would be good for me to teach you. I trust their guidance.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have visions just like me too.
Interesting.
Brolin hasn't really told anybody about his doppelganger.
No, you haven't, have you?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That whole dream thing. None of the characters are gonna know. No.
Okay, that will be for another time. But
Yeah.
it's going to be during this ship scene, this ship adventure.
Are you sure you want to try this, Brolin?
Yeah,
Okay.
something about the idea controlling my emotions. think that'd be good for me.
Yeah. So I guess to get you started, when I fight, I lose myself. I completely lose all thought. I allow my instincts to take over and allow anger to be my only emotion. I have that memory of that day and have added memories since that help get me to that state. When you're in that state, your body's thrown into a heightened state of fight or flight. Body reflexively tenses more than usual. Be stronger, and while you still take damage, you'll be able to ignore some of it and keep fighting. For me, it took the loss of many of my friends to even get. I don't know how you're going to get there on your path, but I don't know if you have a memory to hold on to that makes you angry. Maybe you avoid it. That's what I want you to think about until it overcomes the rest of your mind. This may take some time.
Is that the montage cue?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Brolin's got to think. Brolin's got to figure out what makes him really. I mean, like really angry.
Yeah, you spend your morning concentrating on that. Go ahead.
I've got a little bit of a headcanon here.
Oh no.
Just the funniest the feedback loop of rage. Okay, so Brolin. I mean, good start here, Brolin. Always. Anyways, he enrages Valoria by insisting she eats the berries, and she mocks him for this by repeating "eat the berry" in his accent.
To like help him out.
So it's just a circular thing. It pisses her off, and then reflecting on her mocking his kindness by saying "eat the berry," then pisses him off. So
it's like that's all you think of is just eat the berry.
Just eat the berry. Eat
That's
the berry,
definitely a focus of frustration. You've literally had to say, Iku, help me, like in a couple moments to like hold past like her doing that. That could be a start. It doesn't have to be the thing, but it could be what gets you on the road.
That's true. Also, Alexandria could become a barbarian with all her anger issues.
She accidentally raged.
Oh no! I fell into the class.
No. If her rage turned her into anything, it would be a wild magic sorcerer for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Suddenly something breaks, yeah.
the morning on the deck of Mako's bite goes accordingly. We have the training.
What's the weather for tomorrow?
The weather for tomorrow is mist. A lot of it.
Hey, River, there's gonna be a lot of mist.
Well, you were right about today, so I imagine that's going to happen tomorrow. And she's still, well, no, she can't hear you. She's, what is he saying?
I said it's gonna be misty!
You'll be able to catch her later, I think, to tell her the exact weather before the day.
Oh, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
he
She's
just
in the
screams.
bubble.
It's good.
He just screams. Yeah, she can't hear you in the bubble, so I imagine some other time during the day you can let her know that it's misty when she's not in it, because it only lasts so long. Excellent. When you guys spill into your afternoon, we see each of you going about just sort of your mundane day-to-day so far on this boat, and then we see War, obviously, sort of the center point, probably a couple Chultans watching the training and how that's going, whether it's meditation or whether it's like a focus or just a conversation that's happening. It is a point of interest. But everyone is distracted from this, probably including yourselves, and your training is disrupted as a Chultan man shouts in Chultan from the crow's nest, which is, he has enough alarm in his voice for any of you who don't speak Chultan to understand something is wrong. He'll shout out, and he just says, "Wreck! Wreck on the starboard side! And immediately you can see River kind of look over. She's trying to peer, and she immediately turns the ship, just narrowly dodging her navigation check being pretty decent through this storm, dodging out of the way of a wreck that the ship is going past. It's only about 100 feet off of where you are, and any of you could spot it, but it is a full wreck. Most people are going over to the side of the ship to see what the hell's going on. There's a storm, and there's a wreck, and they're trying to spot survivors, and River's immediately like, get eyes in the water, see if anyone's out there. What do y'all do?
Well, I guess I go and look and see if there's any survivors. Hopefully from within the bubble.
Yeah, I mean, Valfine would come up from below deck with the hood up, probably, after hearing all the shouting and crap, so.
Yeah.
For sure.
What of the rest of you? Is everybody looking over the side, or is anybody going like, I don't want anything to do with this?
I mean,
Roland
I'll
definitely
take a look, yeah.
Let's get some perception checks from those looking over in the direction
I can't.
through the storm.
Well, I guess I could, but not from there. I'd be way up here.
Yeah, you can get up there. Most of the crew is over there trying to spot. Oh, dang.
Sweet. We got a couple nat 20s in the session. It's awesome. Where was this?
Yeah, these are great rolls so far. You guys are got
We
the
got a
eyes.
couple ones
Well.
too in this session already.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did get a natural or two. Almost
Nice.
natural.
It would be War, Frisia, and Alexandria that would spot the major details. Valfine and Brolin, you can just sort of spot the silhouette in the heavy rain coming down in sheet. The silhouette of a ship about 100 feet off the starboard side. It is completely wrecked. It's completely broken. The silhouette itself looks as though only like the back of the ship is still above water, and you can see some of the masts are broken and floating in the water. It's completely destroyed. One mast still holds tight to the ship, and those who rolled the 219s can spot a flag upon the ship. You can also see that it's a merchant vessel. With a 19, you can also see that it's surrounded by sharks. There are bodies in the water, none of which currently look to be alive, and there's blood in the water as well. You can see the flag at the end of the mast is Baldur's Gate. It is a merchant ship, and it is you're not sure with a 19 you're not sure how it's damaged, but War, you spot some major damage in parts of the ship. You see blast holes where impacts have hit the side of the ship and torn it asunder. You notice that minute detail from this distance. And the ship is presently sinking. From what you can see here, out on the water, there are no survivors. There could be some inside. You're not sure.
He'll convey that information to him. Be on the lookout for pirates,
This
maybe?
bodes ill. She starts to, as you. Oh yeah, what do you say exactly, Ward?
So maybe be on the lookout for pirates that...
How do you know this is not just a accident in the storm? Any
Could be,
survivors?
but
You get a lot of nays.
puncture holes.
Puncture holes. She
In the side
has
of the ship.
she has her hand in her pocket, and she seems to be pocketing something nervously. Are you sure?
From what I could see.
She bites her lower lip. You're absolutely sure. Blast holes. Cannon fire.
I can't be sure if they're cannons, but they're definitely puncture holes.
Puncture holes. She looks really nervous. What are all the rest of you doing? I've explained to you what
Cannons
you can...
exist yet?
Cannons? There were cannons on fucking Sigil Jackbrass's ship. Yeah, gunpowder's a thing in this campaign. In favor.
I just wasn't sure if gunpowder was
Oh, it
a
is.
thing.
It's the
That
same
was all.
thing as like if you want your crossbow to be gunpowder, you can have it be gunpowder kind of situation. It's the same idea.
Could I send my familiar over there to get a closer look?
Absolutely, you can.
So you'll believe the turtle.
Have your familiar make a perception check.
I'm gonna have my familiar make a perception check and not validate that with a response.
Yeah, you should have a token.
Wasn't really for you.
Yeah,
It was more for River. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice. Yeah, you're able to spot in clear detail the things that you saw before, and you spot the same puncture damage that War sees. You're sort of floating over it. You have him land on it. There's sharks around it, but nothing seems to threaten your familiar in like on the actual wreck.
Yeah. Yeah. Could land on it.
Yeah, the damage
More-
is definitely gunfire. Like it's gunpowder. It's a cannon. You've probably seen. Have you seen this kind of damage before?
Not up close. Definitely heard about it.
It's not a ballista.
Yeah, no. Yep, that's looking at gunpowder burns. Definitely man-made artillery of some fashion.
You say this, and River looks, and she calls to Flask from wherever he is to come down from the crow's nest, and she's stepping up to meet him. She'll step back from this conversation that's making her extremely nervous, and she's going to go towards Flask. You could get through a window if you wanted with your familiar. It's
Sure.
shattered. Climb inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have him make an investigation check looking around. There are some bodies floating down here. They are bleeding from wounds that you can't quite check unless you get closely, but they seem to have wounds in their backs that are bleeding out. Fresh dead men orc elves, a couple dwarves.
Right. How about rather than that, can I roll a perception check to see what they can see? Because
you don't want him down there?
well, I don't have an investigation skill on the sheet for one, and for two, it'll maybe making it with a -4.
It's intelligence, yeah. It can just see what it can spot. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Wouldn't you be able to use your own for the familiar in that particular case, since you're taking sight of it?
I mean, I'd be alright with that.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I did not want to assume. I would have preferred the other roll, I think.
Yeah, you see there's definitely a lot of damage in here, more evidence of the blasts coming through, and heavily damaging the hull of the ship. You see a lot of debris all over the place. You don't spot anything but the floating bodies and tons of debris.
Did you say there were people alive?
No one alive.
Oh, okay. How? Okay.
Yeah, the ship you can hear it irk and sort of shift as it continues to sink down.
And it is taking on water.
It's taking on water, yeah.
Okay, can I have my familiar fly way up above and make a perception check around us?
Yeah. Disadvantage because of the heavy rain, and it can only see out to 150 feet.
Okay, so it'll just make a regular check then, because it has advantage on perception. I closed its thing. There we go.
Yeah. It looks around, just sees heavy rain, the wreck almost getting closer to just being fully sunk, and the ship itself, and the crashing waves.
Well, it couldn't have been more than an hour ago, I would assume, since it's still sinking. So we should be careful. There might still be a ship around. Whoever did this.
The rest of you, what are you guys doing? As Alexandria gives you guys this information. River is over by flask of wine. She seems to be handing him something from her pocket.
I mean, it seems fair. I couldn't see anything through the rain.
It's very difficult to see.
Yeah, so I would trust Alexandria's word at this point, and War too, if they were
Is it
checking.
worth going over to the ship and seeing if there's any important things on it, or do you think we should flee to avoid pirates?
The longer we stay, the more at risk we are.
I'd say we move on.
Are you sure there's no one left in the ship?
Are there no survivors?
I mean, I'd say let's at least see if there's someone who's left. I'd hate to leave someone out here.
I didn't notice anyone, but
Flask
I
of wine.
cannot say the search was thorough.
If it looks as though there are no survivors, we need to look out for ourselves. And she'll look at Flask and point up. Go! And he starts climbing up the mast with whatever she handed him. Or someone was gonna say something? No. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah,
We're good.
River will take the helm again, and she keeps looking up towards the mask where Flask is climbing, as if just to check on him as he climbs his way up. But she'll keep looking up every once in a while towards it.
How many feet away is that boat?
What boat? Oh, that 100.
And are we actively sailing, or did we stop?
She wanted to anchor down, so they're pulling up anchor right now.
I mean, I could summon my horse and get over there and like manually search easily enough.
By yourself? No. In the rain where no one can support you in a shark-infested sea? I'm gonna
Somebody
put
can
my
get on the
thumbs
horse
down.
with me.
I'm gonna put my thumbs down on that one.
Listen, we have a need to replenish some wealth thanks to the rash actions of some of our teammates recently, so a destroyed merchant boat would be a good way to do that.
Neither one of us have a swim speed, let me remind you.
I have a swim speed. It's called my horse.
I mean, I could water walk over there if I have to.
There, you've got water walk. We'll send the druid.
You know, someone's coming with me. I'm not going by myself.
And you saw sharks earlier. You could turn into a shark.
I can't turn into a shark. That doesn't work that way.
I thought it literally works that way. You can take the shape of any animal you've seen, right?
I have to. It's like I can only have a couple at a time.
And what is it? Raptor, green raptor, hyena, spider, and what else?
Ed, this is there's actually no limit to the beasts I can create in the game, Ed. Can I get a special fit? Can I get an underwater?
We'll talk about it when you level up.
Okay. Damn. Alright. Let me look at my spell list here. And let me...
Are we staying here then?
I guess at least until we take a look.
I mean, the ship has to have supplies that come up. We could try to filter from that. It's almost all the way sunk. But things come up out of the water.
What do you think of the Sea of Thieves?
If somebody sank a merchant ship, they probably already got what they came for.
Perhaps this is true.
So,
she keeps looking up towards that mast every, like a twitch.
So I can cast up to... We could all go. I can either make us all breathe water or just walk over there. I can have 10 of us go up there. Explore the ship.
Yeah.
I like the walking idea. Just because we can swim and breathe in the water doesn't mean I want to be in that cold water.
Alright, everybody touch me. Who wants to come? They just on my shoulder.
Alright, as much as I want this idea to be a thing, Brolin, you do have to remember that people get to weigh in on these choices. You don't just get to assume that's what we're doing. It's kind of a problem you have.
Okay.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm doing this for you. Rage, Brolin.
Not yet.
Who's going over?
Alright. Who's going with?
Oh, shit.
If we're going, I'll go. But I still don't think we should.
I want Flask to come with.
I don't think Flask is going to leave the boat.
Why
Also,
would
he's up
Flask?
there.
No,
we
will go.
Flask is where
He
he's
seems
supposed
like
to
a
be.
nice guy, and I want to be his friend.
If he's a nice guy, you probably want him to live, which means he should stay on the boat where it's safe.
Also, Flask is barely even my friend.
Puppy!
If we do this, we should go quickly.
Yeah, okay, but who's coming? I gotta know.
Valpine takes a deep breath. I disagree, but
Guess let's
Everyone
go.
is going.
All right.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's up to 10 willing creatures. So go ahead and spend a
Yep.
third level spell.
How long does water walking last?
An hour.
An hour.
Is it concentration?
No.
No.
Okay.
I feel safer now.
Can
Um,
we choose? Can we choose whether or not to water walk at any point during that hour?
I think once you right-click and cancel the buff, he has to recast the
Oh,
spell.
yeah. That's how it works.
So I
If
cast.
target
I
a
ca-
creature it carries them to the
What's
surface.
right clicking?
Well, you are our away team, so I bet best if you're going to search, then it should be you.
Okay. So Frieza, Valfine, Warb, me, Alexandria. I will give Flask and River.
Are you gonna climb?
The
So you're gonna climb up into the mast and go to Flask.
It's a 30-foot range. I think I can reach him.
You have
make
to
it-
see him.
He's in
you
the
have to
mast.
see him through the rain.
If he's in the crow's nest, you can't see him.
And he may not be willing.
And if you climb it, I will pull you down.
River and Flask will refuse the spell because it's like, it's okay, I think we're fine. You can go over there if you are willing to search. This is your venture, so we are at your
This
will.
is such a bad idea. Bad.
It doesn't sound like the worst idea that this party's had.
If it was sunny, I'd be like, yeah, boys, let's do it. But it's in the rain. Heavy
Okay,
rain.
Grit. Can you cast your disc?
I mean, I could. Somebody
Okay.
could walk on the disc, but
No, I was saying if we find things we need to bring back, I was going to grab a boat.
oh yes, the disc will work just fine.
Cool.
So we see
Running.
we see the five of you slam down onto what feels just like choppy sand. Like when you're moving, it's similar to like moving through the sand in a desert is how it feels. So you're making your way through towards the boat 100 feet over. The
I'm
storm
on my horse.
is raging around you. You are on your horse. As you can just rush past everybody if you want or keep pace. It's completely up to you. You guys can make your way over to the wreck, which is at this point almost fully sunk. You can still see just the back part of it almost completely taken, and the flag of Baldur's Gate submerges just as you arrive, and it's just sitting in the water and then goes down and sinks. And you can see there's debris and junk everywhere. You guys just want to start searching? Make a group investigation check for me.
Okay.
Somebody roll that with advantage.
I think I have a 3.
Everybody, right?
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
yeah.
Group investigation, so we're rolling individually. Yeah.
Oh, we are. Oh, yeah. It's a group one.
This is my worst of my random
Oh,
parties.
I'm
I
having my luck
not,
spikes.
I'm not proficient here.
Nice. Perfect. That's
Hey.
what you needed. Where average of
3 out of 5.
At least 3 of you beat 18, so that's pretty good. You make your way through the goods, much of them damaged. You find some silks. You find probably a couple days worth of food that you could bring back for the ship to you could put that on the disc to bring it back to add a day's worth of food. That is still decent enough, if not a little soggy. You just gotta let it dry out. You guys will find as a group one item. Well, let me see here. Actually, I have to roll. How many times? Oh, okay. You find a couple of things that float their way up, similar to how it would work if you were stopping to loot a ruin. So first and foremost, just so I don't lose it, you find a stoppered wooden tube containing gemstones within. You find two gemstones. They look fairly valuable. That seem to have survived. It does look like the stopper was damaged. There's a chance some gemstones plunked out and are now at the bottom of the sea, but 2 are left at the bottom of this tube for whoever wants to grab that. Let me continue here since you guys got a couple of treasures. I was like half expecting you guys not to get more than one. Okay, so there's nuts and none, and let's see what else we got. Oh, geez, you find the same... more gems. You find two different stoppers. Let's see, how many are in this one? Nice, another 2. Yeah, you find, like... 2 of these, you find probably like a whole bunch of them floating, and looking in each of them, you don't spot any gems. They seem to have either been already pilfered or damaged to the point where the topper fell off and all of the gems probably spilled into the ocean. But you managed to find 2 of these wooden tubes that hold what seems to be the leftover of gems that were not pilfered. So you guys have 4 total that you're able to find. Other than that, just a day's supplies of food, some mercantile, other goods, some silks, some other things for trade that probably aren't worth loading down your ship with, unless you wish to do so. But yeah, you guys spend probably only about half of the spell's time searching the area. The storm just sort of writhing around you. It's dark, it's hard to see, the rain still hits your face a little bit, but you're able to...
Did you roll a 3?
I did. One of them was a none. There's a chance for none. So the sharks begin to circle in around you guys, curious of the footprints on the top of here. They're getting a little uncomfortably close to you guys. What do you do about that?
Wait, what?
The shark. There's a bunch of sharks coming in around you guys.
Oh,
Did we already pick up the vials or anything?
Yeah, you got them.
Are they just floating? Okay, I was gonna say I can mage hand anything that we want to get from a distance too. So,
but these sharks are circling in around you guys. You see the fins in the water.
We should go.
We, I think, have overstayed our welcome here.
You guys try to leave?
Yeah, let's
There's
get out
nothing
of
else
here.
to be gained.
I think it's as long as I'm comfortable with.
The sharks are a lot faster than you. So other than Alexandria, who is the one who could escape this situation easily if she wanted, or someone also on the back of her horse, but the sharks are incredibly fast in the water, as it is their natural habitat. You still move as if you are walking on solid land. I would like one of you to make a animal handling check to make them not want to hurt you.
Oh, that's
Druid, yeah.
Can I just cast Animal Friendship?
Does
that target multiple?
Does it target multiple?
Let me read Animal Friendship.
I think it's 1.
I think it's 1.
Puppy!
Per level.
Per level. There are... Let me see how many we got.
The dog is awesome.
There are 5. 5 sharks, at least right now.
Please, you can see then. I can do 3.
And then you would have 2 more to deal with.
Alright, so you can deal with 3. Are 2 of them within a cone, a 30-foot cone of us?
Yeah.
Then I am dealing with the other 2.
Alright, Roland is going to cast his last level 3 spell of the day, and he's going to cast Animal Friendship.
Okay. They have to make a wisdom saving throw, correct?
This spell lets you convince a beast that you mean no harm. Choose a beast that can see within range. It must hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or lower, the spell fails. Or 4 or higher, I'm sorry. The beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you.
Alright, so you're going for 3 of them?
Wisdom.
Yep.
Okay. Let's just see. It's just going to be flat. Roll.
Gotta beat a 14.
And none of them did.
Yeah!
What does that look like?
I imagine... Oh, hold up, guys, hold up. And I see these sharks swimming, and I'm like, well, they just like my spiky dogs. And
I will continue to disagree.
Brolin will take out some meat that he had before,
Okay, yeah. You can, like one of your rations.
and he kind of dips it in the water and he chucks it over to the side where it makes a splash. And I imagine the 3 sharks that are charmed swim over to the meat.
Okay, yeah, they totally do. How do you deal with the
You
other
tuck
2?
that into my cone? because if you chuck that meat into a cone, I'm just dealing with all of them.
Okay.
No, yeah, away from Frisia's cone.
Are you doing the? So yeah, if you're doing the 2, let's see. They need to make a wisdom saving throw. Yes.
Yeah, mine's a 15.
Okay, so level 3, third spell. Make sure you guys are marking your spells. So yeah, I need to do some saves. Wisdom again. So 13.
Yep.
Roll 2d20. Neither of them makes it. They immediately turn away and cower as the fear spell goes off. What does that look like?
They're swimming at us to try and bite us, and then immediately turn and swim in the opposite direction as fast as they can.
There you go. Yeah, you guys repel using your magics. This school of or this hunt of what would you call it? Pack? Yeah, this pack of sharks is completely sent away from you, and you guys are able to just make your way all back to the ship quickly as possible. I would like everyone to make a athletics check, though.
A shiver.
Or a frenzy. I like that one too.
I like shiver. A shiver of sharks.
Yeah, everyone make a quick athletics check to get back here.
Oh, this is bad.
Is my horse making?
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, your horse is moving.
Oh gosh. I got a minus
I'm good
1.
at acrobatics, bad at athletics.
I'm amazing at acrobatics.
It doesn't have an athletics skill.
It has a strength though.
It's the 4th one down.
Valfine, why didn't you?
I have a minus 1. You guys are making me roll strength. This is
Dex?
not me.
Use Dex.
He asked for athletics. That's strength.
Athletics is a strength skill, bro.
He athletically.
I have to acrobatics. If it's an athletics track straight, I have no choice.
Yeah, if it's athletics, I have to roll strength.
Yeah, it's strength. That's how it works for the animal.
It's a strength skill.
Oh no!
The waves seem to
so
get
bad.
the waves seem to get extra choppy in the area that you guys are in. Brolin and War, you will find yourselves getting ahead of your friends who tumble over at points, but good thanks to the water walking, seem to roll in the water like they would in sand. You can see the spectral horse struggling as well, but probably making it for the most part. Alexander will just have to work the beast a little longer to catch up. Frisia and Valfine are having a lot of issue. Frisia, it's enough issue that you could fly if you wanted. It's definitely holding you back.
Can I just reach a hand out and pull Valfine onto my horse?
Yeah, you want to make a quick acrobatics check for either Valfine or you. Dexterity, just to sort of like grab hold and
I
like
have
pull
plus
her
5.
up.
You want me to do it? Do I get advantage because she's helping?
Yeah, you should do with advantage. Get pulled up on here. Easily enough, yeah. You immediately, you get a hand down from Alexandria, which pulls you out of the choppier waves. It seems to just hit you, and it hits you. When they hit you, they're like getting hit with a wave of sand. It's just, it's horrible. The spell is almost hindering you more than helping you in this situation. But you're able to pull yourself up, and even though the spectral horse struggles, it's able to make its way over the waves. You'll be last to the finish line here. Frisia, how are you dealing with the situation? You are.
Now that I see that the horse is fine and the sharks are hundreds of feet away from me now,
Mm-hmm.
I will actually drop my fear and go to fly instead and
Okay.
just go.
Is that natural or is that more spell slots?
That one is from my loot. Not my loot. My Mendel. My.
Mandolin.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Oh, hurdy-gurdy. Very good. So yeah, you can take off as well. The
Play
rest of
it
the
this
party making their way back through the rough waves, not allowing themselves to be carried off into an ultimate demise to the middle of the ocean. Yeah, Valfine, you would have been swept out to sea a bit.
I know. Yes.
Good thing you have a friend who thought of you in the moment.
I know.
Oh, very good.
Your
And
your waifu comes in to save you again.
You
Very
all make it to the ship. As you are back safely, River Mist will hang over the edge of the railing and say it's the same thing to each of you as you arrive, whether it's one at a time or in groups. Was it worth it?
We got some gems.
Very good. You might be able to sell those if you ever make it out of this journey alive. And then a couple of people look over to her like, "What?" She's like, "Wait, we're going to be fine. Don't worry." Well, that thing is fully sunk, and the warning that you brought forth before of a, well, let's just say it, shall we? Pirates. We need to get moving.
I agree.
She says,
Might as well.
hopefully, I'll have a little surprise for if we do encounter such evil souls. I think we'll be okay. She says, she smirks. Some things little Jack Brass gave me. And she leaves it at that. Says, I have my secrets, and I'm allowed to have them. This is my ship, after all.
It's not a secret if people caught you returning to the boat.
She kind of like, you took all the wind out of her sails, even though her current sails are full of wind. And
this is payback, bitch!
And she, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be mean, but even I was like half drunk and I saw you.
Also, that was a Baldur's Gate ship.
What?
It had the Baldur's Gate flag.
I did say that
She
earlier.
looks up at the mast, and the rest of the rest of you at this point look up at this mast.
Yeah.
The Baldur's Gate flag is flying over the ship. Excuse me one moment. Flask!
And as her voice rings out to the sky, you hear the distant sound of cannon fire.
she'll look over, and she's just, and Flask doesn't even hear her over the storm. She says, he said that they wouldn't attack if we put the flag up.
Is he still climbing the thing?
Flask is up there. He's not coming down. He kind of peeked over the edge. She just screamed at him. Not even.
Okay.
She's
I
calling.
was gonna
to him.
say again. I can just mage hand from here, take it down. So
No, don't take it down. He said that. He told me that it would keep us safe. That pirates wouldn't attack us if we held this flag. It has the flaming fist sigil on the other side. Perhaps it's different.
He may be fanatical, and that may be something he said in the moment.
He rules these seas. Have you seen those ships? I imagine that it has to bring some sort of warning.
Apparently not enough to not sink this ship.
We have to go. Perhaps we just have to go. And she's trying to get back to. She's getting back to her thing. She's said, raise anchor, get the sails up. And yeah, they're the storm sails are out, and you guys continue pushing your way through the day and well into the night. The final scene I leave you all with is as the storm comes to a crescendo, the lightning flashing. Let me get Where is my weather of Chult? Lightning. Oh, I have it all on. Cool. Just put the storm rain on. Might be a little bit more. Yeah. As the storm begins to make its way into a crescendo, as it begins to come to its peak, lightning flashing over and over again, threatening at certain points to hit the edge of your ship, waves growing taller and taller as you go. River holds fast and shouts commands like a true captain. And she seems to take full hold of the situation quite well as the danger seems to come at you further and further. In the distance behind her, though, we see the final shot of our episode. The lightning flashes all the way down behind the ship through the thick sheet of rain, and as it does, it illuminates sails. A massive set of sails with holes torn in the edges on different sides. A galleon sits in a shadow behind your ship. And we will pick up next time with the encounter of your evening encounter.
fucking ghost ships. God fucking damn it. He wasted so much time.
Alexandria
Didn't
laughs.
want to do it.
I have fireballs.
I have a firewall.
It will be quite interesting, my friends, when we come
And
back
my
next
bow.
time. And my
And your 8
plunk.
My.
Excuse me, Valpine, if I'm not particularly excited about having your bow in this.
Oh man, a ship battle is a fireball wizard's dream.
Oh man, I have so many fireballs.
Oh no. This is going to be fucking crazy. We're gonna see how. Wow.
So I vote we put war in one of the cannons and we launch him to the deck of the other ship.
Okay, so Vale Alexandria just destroyed an entire ship full of 300 people.
There's so many dead. There's so many dead.
I just thought of a really funny way of dealing with the ship. Dissonant whispering, whoever is steering.
Yeah, the problem is 150 feet of visibility, so and also disadvantage on perception checks to see. This is going to be a really crazy cool fight. There's going to be a lot going on. Be prepared next time, and if I'm going to gauge everybody, if you're not ready for a complicated tactical battle, I have all the ship rules ready. It is going to be probably session consuming, I imagine, depending on what happens.
You're gonna want to share the rules if you can.
I'm going to share the rules with all y'all so you understand what's going on and can correct me when I get something wrong in a situation. But it should be good. Get ready for heavy tactical, at least in the beginning. Unless, like, I don't know, fucking someone pulls a critical roll and just like I do a wave and it topples them over and I win.
It was natural
Looking at
20.
you,
You
Rowan.
can't fight with a natural 20. It ran him into the side of a cliff. Of course he won.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So
Just get
funny.
me
I,
up in the crow's nest.
I hypnotic pattern half the ship.
Oh, half the ship. Hey, I mean that you guys have everything at your arsenal. You could just turn this ship around. You guys are you're pretty beefy. So I'm like half expecting this situation to not even be like crazy. I'm expecting you guys to do something like clutch to fucking win. But we will see. You are flying the Baldur's Gate flag. I mean, if Sigil Jackbrass's word is worth anything, perhaps they won't even hinder you.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Holes in the sails, exactly. They're ghosts. I don't think they give a shit.
War.
Holy shit, buddy.
You and me.
Oh,
You're gonna get on my horse,
oh man!
and I am going to ride you over there.
Get on that ship, fight people. I
Grab
want
the
it.
chests, run back.
Grab the loot. Get out. That's so good. I love it.
We'll be the fucking vanguard, the head of the spear.
Oh my
You'll
gosh.
jump on the boat, they'll be super distracted, and then I'll just sit there like, how many fireballs can I launch into the side of this thing at point blank range?
Oh man, I have all the HP.
I'll open a hole first.
I have the damage thresholds. I have the HP. Everything is damageable. Everything is destructible. It's a straight on ship battle. So just be ready for lots of rolling dice next time we play.
So, what happens if I C4 shape charge fireball the side of the ship and then just start spending the whole battle shaping water into the hole?
Into the hole? Oh, shaking water into the
Just
hole?
water bending.
I mean,
all
I would add that to damage to the hull. Yeah, I would. If you're gonna commit your action to it every turn and like, yeah, push it forward, I would be like, sure. Like, honestly, when it comes to hitting objects or doing things to objects, depending on, well, you are in a rocky situation, so it might be semi-difficult. But like, if the ship doesn't have a dexterity saving throw, like, if you throw a fireball at it, it's gonna hit it. So this will be fucking crazy, and I'm really excited for it.
Wait,
Oh,
okay.
just
I don't
got
want
really
to. I don't want
in my head.
Listen, I don't want to rain on Kyle's parade.
No, you can't.
Before you
He's
rain
got
on my
fireball.
parade,
But
before you rain on my parade, can we just imagine a galleon uncanny dodging a fireball?
Just
not,
flips
it's
over.
not. It's not that.
Objects
it's not
are
that.
hit. Yeah.
But what if the ship is moving? Would it not get a dexterity?
No,
saving?
it doesn't. Like the way objects work with the situation. The only thing that I would do is I would probably just be having Kyle make concentration checks, unless he's on his horse. If he gets on his horse and jumps out, he's fine. But while he's on the ship, you're like rumbling up and down trying to cast spells. I might have you make concentration checks at a base to be like to be able to like get them off properly. At the very least, because you are dealing with like fucking world's end like situation. I mean, you're not in a whirlpool, but there's a storm in a ship battle. You're not going to have perfect concentration, but he has plenty of options. He could literally Tensor's floating disc and jump up 10 feet and be fine and start casting spells.
That's another thought I had, was just like have the Tensor's disc, just run out into the middle of the ocean where it's hard to
and then
see
you'll
me.
be good. You'll have a point.
Yeah,
you might
I'll
fall
be on a
behind
fucking
those.
artillery platform. Well, I'll have my horse.
You'll have your horse to keep up. Yeah, so you're good. You've got a really good setup for this.
Yeah, they won't even be able to see me. Just fireballs will be coming out of the ocean.
I know.
Just smack into them.
Well,
I now have this picture in my head of like camera looking down at like just the side of the ship. You can't see the top deck or anything, but next to it, and you have the horse running straight at the camera, and War on the back in Alexandria,
man.
And out casting fireball.
I think there's plenty of opportunity for this to be badass for everyone. If it, like, I know Valfine just has the bow, but imagine Valfine Legolas style just taking people out from the fucking just from the other side.
Oh my god, no! All right. Mobile artillery team here. I've got War on the horse. Valfine is on the Tensor's disc, which is following me.
I think the Tensor disc is or his Tensor disc isn't, so you're good.
And then Brolin runs up suddenly and says, "That still only counts as one."
I think everybody has a chance to be crazy
The real
here.
question here is, do ghosts count as gaseous objects, gaseous creatures? Because then I can just wind wall through their ship.
Just knock them all out.
Yes.
So I rolled these random encounters. I created a random encounter list, and I also created a random, a random flavor event list as well. I cannot believe I rolled these two. First of all, I had to roll for you to even get an encounter on this day and at these times. And then I had to roll these specific encounters, and they laid out just like that. Wreck, and then ship. Did not plan. And I was just like, this is great. I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh.
But that happened. This is just rolled. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. Fucking chance in a million. But even though it seems stereotypical, like...
Right.
That's what I wanted. I wanted that. All right. Oh, I gotta say goodbye to my stream. Thank you to all those who joined us today. Super duper appreciate that. If you were talking in chat, super apologies. So sorry that we missed the first 45 minutes of any of them talking and it was just me. I'm gonna probably not, but I'd like to think
recording of that.
You have recording of that,
it could
so
go on YouTube.
Yeah, you could hand that over to me to put it on YouTube. At least throw the audio up or something. That probably won't happen soon. It'll probably happen later. We recapped what happened, but apologies that happened. I'm gonna. You guys help me, and I'll help myself at the same time. Remind me to check my audio levels before we start every game, so we don't lose anything. Very cool. If you were just lurking, super appreciate you hanging out as well. And if you're watching this in a VOD later on any of the 4 platforms that I stream on, you're from the future. We're all from the past, but we love you. We love you so much. Let's see. Next up on the agenda list there. What's the next thing? Wednesday D&D game. Thank you, my friend. We're playing some Wednesday Dungeons & Dragons Dragon Heist. So far that is on. It's not canceled yet. If it does, we'll do something else, but pretty sure we're playing. Very cool. Thank you to my wonderful, amazing cast. You can find any of their information over here or in any of our previous videos. Thank you guys for being freaking amazing as always, my boys. Cool. I think that's everything. Wherever you are in the world, friends, morning, noon, or night, make it a good one. We sure as hell will. Bye!